Everyone's beating me into my own live. I see Mo Homesteading's in here, J Dubs Outdoor Adventures in here. We got Fishing Trucker in here, Freezer Bound Outdoors. Hey, Freezer Bound, I'm gonna have to send you a pic. My buddy, we didn't get a buck, but we got a big old doe down. It's about 140 pounds. I'll have to send you the pic. Judith Davis in here, Josiah Danbury, Half Paced Outdoors. So Half Paced Outdoors, you are the first one at 8 o'clock. If you're under 1,000 subscribers, next Sunday night, you are the showcase. Josiah Danbury's in the house. How you doing, bud? Trappers for 100 years. We're going to be talking nothing but trapping. We're going to bring some people up here on panel. There's M&K Outdoors. You guys don't know, he's trying to hit 4K as well. Run their playlist. Oh, by the way, as you see there, my brownies, they're 4-1. First time in 26 years. Can you believe Kevin Stefanski, their coach, already in 5 games has a better record than the last 3 coaches? Crazy, isn't it? 16 in the house. Okay. Yep, absolutely. Midwest Duck Slayer took 30 minutes to make tea. Hey, I go live at 8 o'clock. I was 8 o'clock on the dot when I come in versus my watch. Yeah, M&K. Thanks a lot for you as well. Yeah, I'm gonna post out. I'll post that on the site there on Facebook for you, Freezer Bound. Yeah, he got it done last night. Big old doe. Christopher Hand Outdoors in here. We got Renner Outdoors unedited in here. Yeah, go Browns. Holy smokes. You know, any other conference, we'd probably get first place, but we're in 3rd place and we're 4-1. How's that happen to us? Right? So Geo Bushcraft in here, Buckeye Hunting and Fishing, Unpaved Explorer, Fishing Trucker. Okay, so guys, this tonight's live. We're going to go live until StreamYard shuts me down for going past my free hours, and then looks like I'm going to have to update that. But I think I got 4 hours left. So what we're going to do is I want to bring some people up here on live. We're going to talk nothing but trapping. I got some trapping channels, and I want to make sure that we're going to talk to a few of them if they come up on panel. I want you guys to check them out. I'm going to be kind of pushing my. You guys hold on a minute. I'm going to get my phone going up here. I'm going to kind of put some pressure on my mods tonight to share some channel links out. I don't know if you guys saw my kind of put some pressure on my mods tonight. Let me get this thing shut off here real quick, guys. Hang in there. Uh-oh, I'm trying to report somebody or remove somebody. Hang in there. All right, there we go. Yep, J Dubs is here. So what I don't want to have is a bunch of chaos. So I got to watch because there's many channels that I was talking to. I'd like to bring a bunch of you guys up. J Dubs, if you guys know, just hit 1K. But I know he gets in the panels with us and stuff. So we're going to bring him up, talk a little bit. But Hillbilly Trapper, West Virginia, how you doing? Jared Hook in the house. Yeah, of course, we're talking trapping. Trapper J raided me last night until he went live. So kudos to Trapper J. You guys all know Trapper J. I don't have to try to explain him, but he has 308 videos. He's at 30.6K for supporters. And if there's anybody in here that doesn't know Trapper J, you know, he didn't have to raid me last night, but he did, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to send everybody over his way every chance I get. I do have his channel trailer that he has made. It's he said it's his favorite yet. I am going to play that. Trapping with Jinx is here. So so give you guys a little background on this. So I was talking with Trapping Jinx, and you guys, he's got 94 videos. He's at 775. So with Trapping coming around the corner, we got talking about maybe taking a Sunday night and talk. Yeah, J-Dubs, take time. Like I said, I don't want to have more than about 4 people, myself and 3 other people at a time up on panel. But as you guys come in, we'll bring you up on panel, and then if someone wants to step back into the chat, so somebody else can come up live. There's another one, Live More Outdoors, big trapping channel from my home state, PA. But if you want to come up on live as well, what I'm going to do is 4 people at a time, myself and 3 others. I'm going to start with Trapping Jinx. He's the one that kind of talked to me, and as you guys know, I picked today as the day that I'm going to showcase multiple channels. You don't have to be under 1K. So Live More Outdoors. We got J-Dubs that just went over 1K. We got Trapper J, Coffee Outdoors. So as I was saying, I have some moderators in here. We got Judith Davis in here. They're big trapping behind them. Her and her husband Dan. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring a couple guys up here. I'm going to put it in the link in there. Now, to be fair to everybody, we'll bring somebody up. We'll take a look at their channel. We'll talk a little bit. I didn't go through everybody's channel for videos, but I have their channel brought up on my laptop, and we'll just go over there and maybe I can share and take a look, or maybe we can just play a little part. Maybe if they have a channel trailer, we'll watch that first. But we got everyone in here. Lonnie Paul's in here. Need some info on trapping yotes tonight. Check my cameras today. Yotes everywhere. So yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit of everything. You guys, when we bring people up here on panel, that's what everybody in the chat, make sure you guys are asking questions. Involve yourselves in this discussion. I'm going to try to do my best to bring it up here on StreamYard. Bring your comment up here on the bottom, just so everybody stays in there. Bo Daniels in the house. We got Fishing Trucker in here. Josiah Danbury. You're going deer hunt for the first time this year, tomorrow. That's awesome. Good luck to you, buddy. So let me get this. So we're going to try to run some links tonight for the channels. Any trapping channel, guys. There's Georgia Trapping and Fishing as well. I'm going to paste this. We can get this started. Trapping with Jinx, you want to grab onto that. Anybody else that's wanting to come up here on panel, like I said, we'll do 4 people at a time, and we'll just talk about trapping. Anything goes trapping wise, Yeah, Bo Daniels. The prices don't look very good right now. Yes, we do need to keep the animal population intact. So the first person, of course, Dubs out.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm looking at your ear trying to look at your ear with all that hair.
I was trying to get you set up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And I just want to let you know, I didn't want to make you suffer through this one, so I'm just drinking spring water.
Sweet tea, buddy.
And you want sweet tea. I should have known better.
Oh, you coming back? Well, come
What's
here.
that?
Well, come here. My little helper.
Pod's in the house.
My little helper wanted to say hi.
Hi.
They're right there. You say hi?
Hi.
Oh, well, yeah, you see him over there, but he sees you right here.
I get to see you catching fish.
Yeah, he sees you catch fish. Oh.
No.
You see mommy now? No, well, we're back and forth.
Judith Davis is saying select harvest this year for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what all I'm gonna be catching this year. I think I'm gonna just go for codes mainly, and I've got one bobcat that I want to skin out and tan.
Big Joe wants to know, does crawfish and crab trapping count as trapping? Now you're setting a trap. You're catching something.
That's trapping as far as I know. What's up, Bull Daniels? Appreciate it. Jakey Crack.
Jakey Crack, how you doing, bud? I put the link in there if Jinx can come up. There's Jinx. I think there you go. Jakey Crack.
On,
and I'll post that link again. How you doing, Jinx?
Uh-oh.
Jinx, can you hear me? Get more beaver. Love the shirt.
That's an awesome shirt. Hey, have y'all seen this?
How's it going? Having some audio issues right now.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit laggy. And I'm going to work out some details right now, Boxy. I appreciate you doing this for me. Thanks for having me. I hope you can hear me just fine.
Yeah.
Just going to take me a second.
I just thought we'd make this a just an all-out nice trapping evening.
So y'all want to get
people up here?
You're not getting any reverb from me, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm fine.
Sweet. Because I didn't want to do headphones.
I'll probably be doing headphones here a little bit later once my wife goes to bed. She's right up over top of me here, so I'll have to talk. I'll have to talk with the Boxy indoor voice, which never happens.
Yes, my wife's that way. She's on the other side of the house from me.
Yeah. So I'll just put it in so she doesn't hear it. She'll probably hear me. There's Tom Cutlet. She's in the house. We got Fishing Trucker.
All right, I'm back.
Judith, I got your email.
My internet's laggy tonight. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I had to reset mine last night, Jinx, and it started working.
Yeah, Freezer Bounce telling J-Dubs congrats on the 1K.
Appreciate it. Now I got to get on my road to my 4K hours, and we'll get this channel monetized, and we can do a whole lot more with it.
Absolutely. That's kind of where you are. Jakey Crack, I didn't know if you're going to be able to come up on panel. I'll post that link. We'll get us up here. We got Trapping with Jinx here. Of course, the conversation him and I had, he reached out to me, and we decided that we were going to talk trapping. I wanted to bring him up on panel, talk a little bit about his channel. He's got 94 videos, 775 supporters. So I like how you got your playlist set up as well. Like I said, I didn't go through and because I knew I was going to have a bunch of trapping people up here tonight. However, I do watch your videos and stuff, and you have let me see here. I forget what you call it. It's the golden your golden videos, I believe.
Yeah, Boxy. Thanks for having me, by the way. I don't know how well you can hear me. I really appreciate doing this for all us trapping channels. It really is a blessing to be able to be a part of it. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I have a thing on my page called Golden Videos. I share out my trapper secrets. I call those my golden videos, and those are basically like trapping tips. So when I hit a milestone, something special and unique about my channel is that most trappers, they take their secrets to the grave. Jinx shares his secrets with you, my viewers. So it's a nice little bonus on my channel. They come out every once in a while.
Yeah. So in that, the one that I saw, and I think it might have been one of your more recent ones, was the raccoon scouting, the hot trail, and very, very, very good information. For young trappers and old trappers alike. Just kind of sharing your secrets there. You also had one with setting the crossover, and then of course you had your one with beavers. your trapping tips on those as well. So I do have your guys' channels brought up on here, so I am looking at them.
Oh, great. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just started my channel in February, so I kicked out almost 100 videos so far, and we're really moving along. And this season, I plan on staying really busy with my channel doing trapping related stuff. I've been doing some fishing stuff just because I like to create. I'm not I'm not a fisherman. I'm a trapper, so that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. And hopefully people enjoy that, and I'm getting better at it, so I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun. I think that's the main thing. As long as it's fun and people like watching it, and the consistency, you know, on the channel, I try to keep things kind of the same, but I'm learning. So, and that's why I have you guys here to help me, you know.
Old J-Dubs, smash that thumbs up. Thanks, buddy. So, you do, I did notice, so you do nuisance trapping. So, you do actually, trap for a living. So, you get paid to take care of nuisance trapping, or you just do that?
I started my nuisance business in 2007. I did buy a franchise system. I got a lot of really good training. I get that question a lot about trappers that want to enter into the nuisance field, and it's really a business. I mean, it's no different than a tire shop or a mechanic. I mean, it's all about service and taking care of people, you know, and being good with people. But you know, I did take a little bit of a break for a while from just fur trapping because it's more like work. You know, so if you enjoy trapping, they're really a good outlet for trappers. You know, especially with the fur prices being down, there's going to be opportunities for people to be able to create business they want.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a minute here. Are you okay, J-Dubs? It's that sweet tea.
I had ice cube go down.
Yeah, sweet tea with it too. That's what happens to you when you drink that sweet tea.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. As soon as I started coughing, I said, "Here we go."
Yeah, so that's what's pretty cool about it. You know, with the fur prices and stuff like that. But you know, we all know it's not. If it was about getting rich trapping, we're definitely in it for the wrong reason, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
You know, the trapping channel, it kind of helps. I'm sorry. I mean, the trapping channel, I kind of noticed it with the fur prices being so down, it kind of helps motivate me. And I like watching your guys' stuff, you know, and a lot of the people that be on the channel tonight, I'll watch their videos, and that'll motivate me to get out there. And really, that's the power of YouTube, guys, is that when you guys create content and you guys are being yourself, people are going to watch it. And like Boxy's stream and like J-Dub's stream, I like to learn, you know, even though I trap all the time, I'm still going to pick something up by what J-Dub's doing, what Boxy's doing, and that's what a lot of trappers, they don't realize that, is if you're always open to learning, there just might be one little bit thing you might be missing that somebody else is doing well. And that's how you can really grow as a trapper. And, you know, it goes into everything in life. So.
Right. Hey, real slots in the house. We got Daddy Doc 365 in the house. Geo Bushcraft. I saw him posting Jinx's link to his channel. Guys, we're here talking trapping tonight. We got J-Dubs up here on panel. We got Trapping with Jinx on the panel as well. Let's take a minute and let's talk a little bit about J-Dub Outdoor Adventure, guys. I just hit 1K. He's actually at 1.07. So hopefully you're out of the woods of dropping down below that 1K. But,
I hope so, but I got to 1.69 the day I hit 1K. So there's still a high possibility I lose a lot of people.
Yeah. So so you of course you do some trapping and stuff. You got 153 videos out there. Definitely do some trapping. You're into fishing and stuff as well, and love watching you and the kids out there hitting up the fish. And
see, when I started my channel, it was more of a log of my life, because I've always been big into traveling, and I started my channel just throwing up trapping videos. If you go way back to my very first video, it was actually, I think it's off YouTube now because they got so many copyright strikes. And it was just a quick little video I made at a concert. Just kind of stitched it all together, playing around with that, threw it up there. And I think it got me my first 3 subscribers. And then after that, I was like, huh. So I just kept going and going and going. And my channel is more of a vlog of my entire life, but I love to help people and I like to learn things and teach other people what I've learned. Because growing up, I didn't have anyone to help me trap. I never grew up trapping. My parents didn't trap. My grandparents, well, my great grandpa trapped, but he was decrepit by the time I was of the age I could have really done anything with him. So I never got to learn anything from him. So YouTube taught me everything. So this is me giving back to the channel.
Freezer Bond, he wants to get some skulls to put up in their to do a Euro mount to hang in his headquarters.
Cool.
That's cool.
Problem is I shoot everything in the head. I don't ever get skulls.
Livermore says, hey, Dinks, I tested out my fox urine and had a bad reaction by a red. Just ordered fresh urine.
Yeah, I order new urine every year. There. If I have old urine, I get rid of it because I've never had good luck with it.
So that that's a good question there. Hey, Coffee Outdoors is in the house. So I have heard that urine, of course, if you keep urine over over a year, that it's the ammonia in it is what kind of separates out, and that's why you get the bad responses from it. I don't know if there's any truth to that.
I could see that. Mine probably doesn't help that I keep mine in a shed all winter, so mine's it stays right there around that 32, 45 degrees all winter. But then in the summer, it gets like 150 out there. So that probably doesn't help.
I think you can keep it. You just got to keep it in glass. So, like, well, that's what I do is I store mine room temperature in my garage, which is in my basement. And then, but like you said, if it has an ammonia smell, I throw it out. But last year, I had an issue where I kept one that was 2 years, and I just figured, well, it's urine, and it wasted me about 2 weeks. I kept wondering why everything was going so slow. I was on target. I knew that I should have been catching fur, and I was still catching stuff, but my catch ratio was way down, and I was really frustrated. I ordered out new urine, and everything was popping after that. But if it doesn't have that real strong popping smell, then it's frustrating when you get bad urine.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that might be key there too, is because a lot of the urines when you buy it comes in the plastic bottle. So maybe that that is one key thing, is to get it into a glass bottle. Now the glass bottle you use, is it a darker glass bottle? Got Trapper for 100 years in the house, guys.
I put all of mine. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Were you talking to me or J-Dubs? I apologize.
Either one of you guys. You had mentioned that you put it in a glass bottle. I was wondering.
Oh yeah. Mine is like I can get you one. Hold on a second.
I've never put mine in glass, but I've had a few people tell me to put it in glass and it would change it. I don't know what it would do or what it wouldn't do. I've also heard you can freeze it.
I was thinking, yeah, okay, so you just use just a old wine bottle there.
Yeah, wine bottle. You get sometimes people throw them away, or and then what I do is I put it. I put it in the plastic in that, and then I put it in a great big army container that seals.
Yeah. And
then that way I don't have to worry about my wife smelling it.
Yeah. So Coffee says he cracks the lid. He cracks the lid and lets the ammonia come out of it. He said it's still good. He actually has had success using old urine. So I guess it's each to their own, and I imagine it has to have to do with somehow on how you store it and how it it stores over the time. Whether, like you said, if you have it out in the shed and it's heating and cooling and stuff like that, it might just be a little bit harder on that urine.
I've got two things on urine, and it's not just me. And if you read Charles Dobbins' books, he talks about it too. If the urine's got this like poopy kind of smell to it. They're
Mhm.
not cleaning out the dents on the feces when they're collecting the urine.
Gotcha.
Or the other one to me is just ammonia.
Huh.
Those
I
are
just
for
try
me,
to.
but you know, that's just jinx.
I normally
Greg
buy a
Sanders
gallon. I go
You
through a
wouldn't
gallon
buy
a
a
year.
gallon?
Well, I normally use a gallon a year, and I try to use it all up, and then I avoid the
Mhm.
whole problem and just buy a new gallon every year.
Yeah.
That makes
Scott
sense.
Swift says
Yeah.
he
If
caught
you
2
have a-
raccoon this month
and
with
if-
fox urine.
Yeah, I've had where I just went through one supplier year after year, and you know, when you go to conventions, you could smell everybody's different urine. If that makes sense. If you're in the market to buy urine this year, that's probably the best place to do it. But when you find one that it just you open it up and it just screams at you, that's the one I go with. And then I
Mhm.
usually stay with that same supplier, you know, and then I may later on go with a different supplier, different fox. It doesn't matter. Just, I don't know. Try not to make it too difficult, you know, and try to keep everything simple. But I've had bad suppliers before on urine, and it is really, really frustrating for me, Boxy, because it's like you put in all that work, you're getting everything out there, and then you just don't get the results like you know you should be getting. That's how you know you need to change the urine. I mean, if you've got a bobcat walking by your set and he just walks over the pan and he doesn't slow down, stop, and you know he's not working the set, then you know you have a problem. And that's how I
So-
learned.
Mhm.
Is we get a little layer of snow,
No.
and you start to kind of learn those things.
No, ma'am.
That's when my trapping comes together. You really you could tell when things are working, you know, 5 feet from your set, or they pass through and they don't really follow through on your sets.
Right.
That's when I get frustrated. That's when I get upset. You know, it's like why didn't my stuff work? What am I doing wrong? And some of it could be your wind, you know, but
So Judith Davis asked, do you guys prefer coyote or fox urine? And I'm going to throw out bobcat urine in there in that mix as well. I know Trappers for 100 years says fox urine. What's your take? What do you prefer there, Jinx? And then J-Dubs, you can go.
oh, I feel like I'm doing all the talking. You sure you don't want to go first, Jado?
I mean, I can go first. Doesn't matter. I like Fox just because
Oh,
I've
I'm
noticed.
sorry.
Oh,
It
you're
don't
good.
matter. Box is boss. I'll go.
Yeah,
I've been using Red Fox urine since I started trapping, and then I try to do things a little bit different. I see the part of my problem is that I can't. I'm not a bobcat. I'm not a coyote. You know, I just can't quite, you know, differentiate. Can they differentiate the difference? You know, in my mind, I'm wondering. You know, then I'm also not selling bobcat urine. I'm not selling coyote urine. So I would have to. I'm more of a realist, so I would have to, you know, test and then maybe mix it up. You know, I don't know. It's just a question that I can't answer. Sorry.
I
So
don't
what do
know.
you say?
I did a test, I guess 3 or 4 years ago. I just set up a game camera and I had 3 posts in the woods right beside a main road, and I had coyote on one, and I think 4 or 5 foot from it, I had. I don't know if I ever did. I did red fox and gray fox. To me, the red fox, everything come by seemed more interested in it, so I stuck with red fox.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many variables were in that test? I don't know. It wasn't scientific really at all. It just kind of gave me a rough idea of what things went for. I will say stuff would smell the coyote, but would quickly get away from it. They would never actually approach. Where the red fox, coon, possum, just about everything seemed to walk up to it.
Right. So Coffee Outdoor weighed in. He says he uses coyote urine. I'll be honest with you. I use red fox urine. You know, I'm kind of a new into the trapping, and I've done it for 4 years, but real little, you know, small lines and stuff. But I want to catch red fox, and I'd be afraid that a coyote urine might deter a red fox for coming in. So that's why I use the red fox urine. Try to emulate. I got the brush pile set off of that Robbie Gilbert from Trapping Time, and so I'll use a carcass, and I do that. And I like spraying the red fox urine on there like they, you know, hid something. I guess be the. I haven't caught a coyote yet though.
That's what I got into trapping for. Was we had a farm. My family had a farm that had pigs on it, and we had piglets that would come up missing all the time. Found out it was coyotes, so I got into trapping to catch them, and then from there it progressed. More and more people found out I trapped, and then I started getting land to trap with. And there's still a few people that I trap every year, but I don't have permission to film on their property. So for whatever reason, they will not let me film, and I don't know why.
Right.
But
so Livermore says that he's caught both reds and grays in coyote remakes, and they reek of coyote. So, I think really, I think if you got the curiosity of the animal, I don't know if that is a big issue. I think it's more in the trapper's mind than anything, if you ever think it.
It's like fishing. You look at fishing lures. How many of fish have you looked?
I always wondered if they, I'm a business person, so I always wondered if sometimes when they push certain things, it's probably because maybe they have more inventory of fox, red fox, and other than coyotes. I don't know.
I think fox are easier to
always
come
kind
by.
of one of those blunders I always had.
Well, you look at fox. They have, there's a live market for fox, and there's a farm market for fox. So I think that's why fox urine is always cheaper. People aren't really raising coyotes for their fur like they do mink and they do coyote or do fox.
I think I would agree with Coffee's outdoors right here. When he says any urine will cause curiosity response. I think that's probably what you're looking for. And when they come by, they're going to territorial mark something. You notice that a lot with hunting dogs is that as they get out of the box, that's one of the first things they do. They mark something.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think that's really what the response that you're looking for. And a lot of times I'll take a remake, and maybe this winter you guys get a chance to watch some of my remakes. I'll spray the area kind of as a cover. It kind of helps. You can take a dirty trap and still,
I'll tell you another thing. It's really odd. If you have a regular dog that you trust that you can take out in the woods and let it go. Watch what it does. Watch where it walks. Because if it's walking in a certain area, odds are there's a reason for it. I've taken my hunting dogs before and watched them. They might go to this tree, but why don't they go to this tree? Me, I would think over here would be a better spot for a trap, but for some reason my dog went to that other tree. So things like that you can really do to help increase your numbers.
And I always have the best luck using those natural posts, like what you're talking about, J-Deb. Those little trees that are just a little bit off, that are coming through on a travel area. I love those little cedar bushes because you can spray that urine on those, and that urine's gonna stick on that. There's lots of little tricks.
I've never had good luck with making my own urine post. Like taking a stick and shoving it in the ground. It's never seemed to work out for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll use a.
Go ahead,
I'll
James.
use a burnt post sometimes. Sometimes a burnt post will work too. JW, you ever tried that? Get an old
burnt firewood.
Piece of firewood.
Yep.
An old piece of firewood, and because that firewood, it's black and it sticks out.
Well, it smells.
The urine will stick to it. It's like a phosphorus.
Everything is, for whatever reason, dogs, cats, everything likes burnt wood. I don't know what it is about it. But you just take a piece of firewood and pull it out of the fire before it burns up. It's the most curiosity will get everything.
Yeah. So Coffee did mention that he uses a little squirt of urine. He doesn't go crazy on the backing of his sets.
It depends on how far. If I'm right there at the end of the season, I got half a gallon to go through, I use a lot of urine. If it's the beginning of the season, I do what my dog does, and I put just a little bit here, and then I'll go put a little over there. And just it depends.
Part of the problem that I have, and I'm learning. I don't think we can ever end up learning, too much. But is I always wonder, something, especially when I'm dealing with my lures, is how much is too much? Am I being too loud? That that's the part. I wish we could smell the same thing the animals could smell. You know, because it's like you can hear me talking to you, but if I screamed, I think sometimes it's the same way with our baits and our lures. Is it? You guys understand that with turkey hunting, you know, you got that guy in the woods that just won't shut up. You know what I mean? And you know exactly where he's at. And you know the turkeys know the same thing. And I always wondered if it's not the same thing with lures and bait and urines. We just do things just a little too much. It doesn't work.
Right.
I've had
all right, guys. So I'm actually writing down some questions that are being asked, and the urine one was definitely a good one, and we're going to move on to the next topic. But the next question, there was a little side one going on. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they were talking about urinating in a deer scrape during hunting season, using your own urine. I heard though, guys, if you guys would eat some acorns for about a week before you guys start peeing in there, it works a lot better. Just saying.
All right. So I've got a comment on that one.
So real quick, there's a question that asked, what would be your go-to beaver set?
My go-to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like footholds. I'm not big on conibears. Just I've had bad luck with them. I think I like beaver. For my beavers, I just like a foothold at the bottom of a slide. I don't put any lures, baits. I've tried it with castor mounds and stuff. I don't seem to have any luck with it. But my area, beavers don't build dams. They just don't. They'll build little spots. They'll chew trees down, but they don't build like huts and stuff and live in it. They live in holes in the bank. So if you could find those holes and put conibears in it, that would be great. But the river's so deep, you can't find those. So slides is what mine are.
Go ahead, Jinx. What would your go-to beaver set be?
Oh yeah. Try not to take up too much of your time. I love my beaver trapping. I've got 25 videos on just beaver trapping on my channel. So if you like beaver trapping, I put a lot on there. I went to the Iowa Trappers Association, and my very favorite professional trapper is Mike Red O'Hearn. I love the guy. And he just keeps everything so simple. He says, just put the trap where the animals are going to put his foot. That's all you have to do as a trapper. And literally is the same way is that if I kiss it, keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple, silly. Nature will be able to teach us where that trap needs to go. My favorite is the crossovers. That's usually what I love to trap. You'll see a lot of my trapping videos. That's where I go. It's a travel spot. They go from beaver dam to beaver dam, and I love to hit those. I could do that in my state, legal. And then secondary, I'm mostly a conibear person. I do have one video on there that I set 2 beaver traps that was footholds, and the next day I had 2 beavers. So, but I'm never ever done learning how to become a better beaver trapper. Right. So that's my go-to is the crossovers. I just love them just because they're active. And secondary would definitely be the dens. I like the dens, with a conibear. That's pretty simple. That's how I like to do. Just keep it simple.
I don't do a lot of beaver trapping. The only time I really beaver trap is someone calls me and says, I've got a beaver, it's causing problems. And then they can normally say that beaver's living here. This is where their path is. And I'll just set a ton of traps in that path and then give it a day or two. I normally have them. But I don't go out.
One thing, though, I will say about beaver trapping is that beaver trapping Boxy will open up a lot of locked gates for you. You tell somebody that you like to beaver trap, you will be able to get, I could get 1,000 acres just by telling farmers, look, you got any beaver in your property? And I literally this last winter I caught over 50 beavers, which wasn't a lot, but I got one guy, he won't leave me alone. And that's that sort of stuff I like. Once you start taking care of people, you could go coyote trapping for people. I mean, I see stuff on you watch some of my videos, you see like, oh my gosh, raccoons, coyotes, bobcats just by beaver trapping. it just unlocks a lot of doors for us other trappers. So if you're not beaver
Now, do y'all have
trapping,
a lot?
and you like coyote trapping, start learning.
Do you have a lot of beaver out your way?
For you.
Is that for Jinx?
Yeah, Jinx. Sorry.
You got a lot of beaver out your way, Jinx?
Yeah, we do. We do. We have some competitors too, just like everybody else. But I mean, rivers, systems, lakes, ponds. The game warden sometimes will pass out my number. Yeah, I like to think we have some beaver. We got good habitat for them. You know.
So we don't have
the only thing of it is, I mean, beaver trapping takes work. Some people don't want to work, you know, and for some of the farmers, what I've noticed with nuisance beaver is they want them all gone, you know, and I tell people, I said, especially farmers, you want them all gone, you might have to pay me some money to do that because it takes extra time to make extra trips.
Oh yeah.
But when I'm trapping, I'm gonna leave some seed because you know that's for other guys, you know, and it's for my kids and future generations. As I take the cream of the crop off and I leave a little seed, you know, unless of course, you know, there's some damage issues like a pond dam, you know, where they're getting in the pond dam and they got $10,000 worth of damage, you know, stuff like that. Otherwise.
Yep. So I'll answer real quick. I go with the Castor Mound set just because I don't trap them very much, and that's really I got 2 traps for that. Now I did have a buddy that had some beaver problems, and it was just a little slough that went up beside his house. We put a 330 in there, and if you watched, I caught a 50-pound beaver out of there. It took up the whole 330. Thing was huge, but so we could probably sit here and talk all night on just beaver alone, and we'll probably come back around to it, I'm sure, in the next 2.5 hours. So Judith Davis had asked, has anybody tried a tire set for coyotes? I've seen them do it with raccoons, where you put the holes in there and put like corn down in it, and you have the trap down in there. But what about tire set for for coyotes? You guys ever tried that?
I'm in and out. I like the coyote to not know I was there as much as possible. I mean, he's going to know you were there. I don't care how good you are. You're leaving scent behind.
I didn't see that box. Did you say a tire, like a rubber tire?
Yeah, like a car tire. Yeah.
Oh, I've never tried that before. We used to use post hole diggers and dig a post hole about, you know, and then about that deep. And then you set it deep enough for your trap, and then you put the lure at the side. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we used to call it like I don't remember what we called them, post hole, where they have to step down on the pan,
right?
But they go through that hole. You know what I mean? Well, no, it's not quite like a step down. It's just long. You take post hole diggers, you know, the 2-handled ones, and you dig you a post hole. Just like you would like a corner post or something, but you just have it long enough for your trap to stick down the bottom. You set your stake down the bottom, but you want to put your lure all the way down on the end, and then that way they do kind of step down. But we tried that before. It's kind of interesting. It works.
Is it kind of like making like a rabbit hole? Because there's guys around here that do the thing called rabbit hole.
Straight up and down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's straight up and down like a post hole.
Yeah. Huh.
But you don't have to dig it real deep. Probably about not quite a foot. You know, if you like to dig post holes and you needed something to do and you just was bored, you know what I mean? Because I get bored of just doing dirt holes sometimes or flat sets, and it's just kind of something to. And you want to put something not on the pan, you know, just kind of on the corner that way they have to kind of step down where they put their foot. They're going to kind of put their nose at the same time, and their foot goes first, of course. I don't remember what they call that though. Maybe
Judith said the tire set works like a compass set. The trap is bedded in the middle of the tire, so you'd probably put your your scent's probably tucked up in, inside the tire, and then your set would be actually right in the center of that. Would make sense. I mean, if they would want to get into that tire to get to what it needs to get, they would have to step in the center of the tire.
I've never done it, but I would. I mean, I can. I've got an old tire. Maybe we can do a video on it this year. I'll look into it.
Now this is a good tire. I mean,
that
are
sounds
you
like
using
fun,
an actual
actually.
car tire? Like a offering right now, guys. There, I'm back. I had some internet is not strong or something like that come up, but I was thinking like a boat tire, maybe. It's a little bit smaller.
Or you don't have it flat. I wouldn't want to use a truck tire because you'd have that depth, that width of the truck tire. I don't know if they'd ever get their foot all the way down in there.
Yeah, so Judith, let us know what kind of tire are you talking. You talking like a car tire, like a small tire?
Yeah, I would think like a trailer tire.
They're talking about the acorns, eating acorns and stuff, so they can urinate in some scrapes.
I like snares for kayaks. I have way more luck with snares than I've ever had with foothold traps, and super quick and easy, in and out. 2 minutes, you're done.
I just missed someone. Someone said, Jinx, that it sounds like a headshot, Jinx. That's what Scott Swift said. The tire would be eye appeal. We run into old tires on the farms we trap. Okay. Coffee just shared this out. So George trapping and fishing, he had asked what leg hold, what size of a leg hold would you use for beaver? I do the only one that I have two. One's actually my nephew's, but I have a number 3 Bridger is the one that I use, and then we have the MB 750. So what do you guys prefer for a leg hold?
Biggest trap that's legal
for beaver.
Yeah.
All right, J-Dub, you can go first if you want. I'll be a gentleman.
If my state would allow me to use a 12-inch trap, like jaw spur, that's what I'd use. I'd use the biggest trap I could with the biggest pan. It increases your odds that much more. Instead of stepping on an area this big, I want them to step on an area that big. I'm a numbers guy. So my coyote traps, they're as big as I can legally go. I think all mine are 7.5 or 7.25 beaver traps.
Judith is saying number 3 and up. So go ahead, Jinx. You love beaver trapping. We know you do a lot of it on your channel, guys. If you want to see some beaver trapping, check them out. So what's your what would you say for size for the leg?
Usually my go-to is probably like a number 3 with a drowner. I love to drown. If I can't drown, I like to slide them if I can. Move them away from the set, but probably I would just mirror what Judith said at number 3 for beaver. That's what we're talking about. That's just me. That's just my go-to. But I think I've caught and held beavers in a 1.5 Duke coil spring quite a few different times. No drowners or nothing. Just held them right there. And but like J-Dub, I'm gonna mirror what J-Dub has to say. The bigger that catch you have, that ratio, the better. Especially on the back foot. Them beavers that got them little bitty tiny front feet. I like to catch them on the back feet if I can, perhaps, but it don't matter.
Mm-hmm. We got Jakey Crack, hopefully about to visit us up here on panel. So, real quick, I just want to make sure I holler out to everybody that's in here listening to us 3 up here talking trapping. Please, if you can, put questions there in the chat. Make sure each one of you guys are talking in the chat, answering those. I'm trying to write down some of these questions. So once we're done talking about something, we'll try to answer those questions, and then everybody can respond to those questions as well. But I want to thank each and everybody coming in here, watching this. We're going to go until StreamYard tells me that I have no more time. So it's probably going to be about midnight, I'm figuring.
I won't be with you that long, bud. I got to work daylight in the morning.
So Shaky Crack Guy just posted that link. Hopefully you grabbed a hold of it. So we got Hot Wings in here. Ronnie Smith Jr., Tubby Guy Outdoors just came in. I saw CP. He's in here as well.
Hey, Mo.
Mo's in here, of course, guys. She's been slaying the trolls already. I guess we've had a few in here. And as you know, when you're doing it live and Mo's in the house, and you're up here talking panel, not paying attention, the trolls are usually gone before I can even see them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mo does a really good job.
I haven't noticed any on my end, but
and
I have to look down at the chat.
Yeah, and Mo does no trapping of trolls. She just takes them out. No trapping needed.
Yeah. It's really nice when you have good mods, because it just takes off all the pressure, and that way you can deal with the people that are in the stream that are actually there, and instead of having to worry about them. It's nice.
So Judas says they're going up to TS-85s this year.
TS-85s are awesome. I think I've got 2 of them.
I would like to do that. But I got so many doggers in my area, so I try to stay away from them great big ones.
For beaver, I mean that's my hand in comparison. That's my go-to beaver trap.
I don't know if in Pennsylvania if we're allowed to use something that big.
That one, I think it's 7 1/4. It's the No BS Lures Beaver Extreme.
Yeah, I'd have to check it. Yeah. So
state laws.
here's another question that came up when we were talking. We were actually talking about the urine and all that stuff. We did have someone ask about location. So I know that's a topic I already know that we could talk probably until the sun comes up about. But you guys want just mention a couple like location. So if you're coyote trapping, where's location that you're gonna go and check, or you're just gonna set it up whether if there's a coyote in the area or not? I guess would be the question. What kind of location are you looking for?
Go ahead, Jinx.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I agree. We could talk on that one all night long. A lot of books, a lot of really, really good books have been written on location. My favorite author is probably Ray Milligan on coyote trapping. Mm-hmm. He's got an excellent book. If you guys haven't read any Ray's stuff, he really, really grinds out location. I think of logging trails. I think of where, major intersections connect. I think of like river bottoms. I think of those tall ridges and one little tree that might stick out, where things are going to come by. The different ecosystems. My go-to would probably definitely be a fence line. I love fence lines. I like to come off about 10 feet from those, and then just, they're going to run the fence line. And then it's like a no-brainer. River bottoms the same way. They just, they're going to be there. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's like a no-brainer. And, anytime you take all the work out of trapping, it makes it even more fun for me.
John, I actually use those. That's all I use, John, in case you're wondering about the walnut husk. But, see, I'm a little different. I trap the same farm every year. So for 9 years now, I've trapped this farm. I know where the coyotes are crossing. I've got certain traps that pay off every year, and I've got certain traps that have never caught anything that for some reason I still put them in the ground because they fit what everybody says in the books. They fit what the videos say. People I've talked to, they fit that location. They've never had anything get caught in them. But I think if after a real heavy rain, spending time in the woods, look for tracks. Tracks will tell you exactly where that animal's at.
Absolutely. Setting on sign, of course, is definitely the thing to do. So as far as I go, I have not caught a coyote yet. So I'm obviously not setting on location. But no, I've actually.
Yeah, you are. You need to get off. You need to get off your butt, Boxy, and get on that location. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Wherever you think you should set it somewhere else.
Set it somewhere else. I'm going to try that this year. Live More Outdoor. He did mention about cameras, setting up trail cameras on your sets, and I actually had done that, and I can tell you, I have had coyotes interested in my set, but for whatever reason they did not commit. But a couple of days later, I ended up having a red fox in that exact set. So kind of crazy why the coyote didn't commit and the fox did. I don't know if it was a little bit of the coyote didn't like that it was kind of, I might have been trying to get him funneled in a little bit too much that the fox didn't mind, and the coyote did not like that.
See, I have a video of me using a trail camera, watching mine. If you do use a trail camera, make sure. Oh, sorry.
Live More Outdoors. He brought up a really interesting point about J-Dubs was talking about rain and about how rain leaves those footprints, and Live More was talking about snow. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you want to learn anything about trapping, get out there when there's just a little layer of snow on the ground, and you could really learn, especially when you're working sets, and you're checking traps. I take the extra time in my day, and I'm just gonna, when I catch a coyote in the snow, I'm gonna go back and see how far out he worked my set. You can learn so much by just trapping in the snow, and that's usually when people quit. It's usually cold and nasty, and you're going out there doing it. But that's just me.
So go ahead, J-Dubs, on that camera. You're next.
No. I mean, I go out in the snow. The problem is we don't get a lot of snow. Last year I didn't get any snow during trapping season. We got one snow all year, and I wasn't even in town for it. So I think it was like an inch. So,
right.
But yeah, snow will tell you everything you need to know. I have learned places I never would have thought coyotes were, that I found them, and a lot of times if it is snowing and I'm out there and I find their tracks, I just walk them. We'll just walk, find out where he's going. Even if I'm not trapping that particular time, I'll walk, find out where they're going, how they're traveling it. And you'll find it odd. They'll go from one side of a logging road to the other. Sometimes they walk down the middle and then they'll just randomly shoot off. Sometimes they go completely off the road and come back on. You'll learn so much about an animal just by following their tracks.
Jakey Crack can't get up. He says YouTube's not letting him hit the links there. So we got D's Beyond Blessed in here. Nate 408's in now.
Reset your phone, Jakey. Maybe or whatever you're trying to use to get on here. Completely shut it down and reboot it. It might let you get on then.
If everybody knows Georgia Trapping Fishing Town, Judith Davis, that was great advice. Not sure what she answered, but Judith Davis definitely has some good advice when it comes to trapping. And her and Dan do a pretty good job.
So can we ask you a question, Boxy?
What's that?
I said, can we ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
On your channel. What's your favorite animal to catch?
Hey Jinx, that was my first question I was gonna ask tonight. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you.
See,
I'm gonna give you two answers.
We're like trapping buddies. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you two answers. All right, because you got land and you got water. But the one critter I guess you can catch on land. I love catching red fox. I've only caught 2. That's really what I set for. But I, of course, set heavy if I get a coyote. You know what I mean? But so I don't use 1.5s. I use the the Duke 1 3/4, slightly modified. And so that's really what I am targeting is red fox. And then the other animal that I like to catch is the mink. And I have caught 3 mink. And last year I said I was going to double that. So I was hoping to catch 6 just last year. And I set pretty hard. I thought 13 traps just designated for mink. And I caught 3 muskrat. But that would be my answer. I like the red fox and the mink. So what about you two?
Awesome.
Favorite animal, of course, beaver, right? Jinx.
J-Debs can go first.
I'm with Boxy. I've got 2. I like for water trapping. I love catching otters, just because I found a secret little way to do it. It worked out really well. I've got a bunch of videos on showing how to do it. And on land, bobcats are by far they're the most challenging for me to catch. My area doesn't have a lot of bobcats, just like we don't have a lot of beaver, and we have hardly any muskrat. To the point the state actually looked at last year and this year, not even allowing us to catch muskrat and closing the season. That's how bad our muskrat population is. But I'm gonna go with bobcat and otter.
Nice.
What about you, Jinx? What do you got?
My turn. Well, I'm at 4% on my phone, so after I answer this, I'll probably get off here unless you got anything else for me, Boxy. And I do really appreciate everything you're doing for us once again.
Yeah.
For me, I love to trap with the seasons how they go. I mean, the whole trapping season, you guys got to get out there and get after it, and you learn. You know, muskrats, you learn. This is challenging trapping, so it's hard for me to nail down too because. I would say raccoons early on. I love to water trap raccoons. I love moving fur, sliding them. I like doing things that's different, hiding my catch. That's what I really like about raccoon trapping. So this fall I'll be able to put together a lot of videos for that. If you guys are interested in raccoon trapping, make sure you click on my channel and hit all the notifications on that. And then my second one probably would be either bobcat or coyote. I mean, you could catch a coyote. You could definitely catch a bobcat if you're new to this. There's just those 2 are super challenging. So if I were to say, probably coyotes. I don't know. Either of those 2 are a tie for me. So, but
right,
they're just challenging, especially when the coyote could smell you. You know it, and it just seems like it's like hitting the home run for me when you catch a coyote because they're smart. They're wily. I don't know. That's just me.
Yep.
But they're all fun. Yeah. So, but.
So I guess are you guys having problems clicking on links?
I didn't, but I'm using my laptop.
Gotcha. So Live More Outdoor, he likes the gray fox. I haven't caught a gray fox. I don't see many around my area, Pennsylvania, but that'd be cool. So Jinx, before you take off, I want to let everybody know, make sure you get over there, check out Jinx. Like I said, guys, he's right at 775. He's got a lot of great content on his channel. Get over there, support him. Shout him out any chance you get. And there's no reason his channel shouldn't be pushing 1K here shortly, especially now with trapping coming in. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people headed over. Check your channel out. Before you drop off, I do got one question for you. And I mean, you've given out a lot of information already, but if that novice person, that young kid come up to you, what would be the thing what advice would you give him to get him into trapping?
I'd say be creative. I mean, trapping gives you the opportunity to learn and to be creative. It gives you an opportunity to be challenged. At the same time, you're frustrated when you're challenged because you want to. You can become a better outdoorsman by trapping. You'll learn so much more by how the animals move, their behavior. behavior, what they're eating. When you spend time learning and studying that animal, whether reading the professionals' books or going to your state conventions and supporting them, you'll be able to get so much out of it personally. And then don't be afraid to share your passion with other people, which is really what my channel is all about. I was mentored by somebody. Somebody took the time to mentor me, and I felt like creating this channel to be an outlet for other people to be able to learn how to do it. With my channel, it's not about me. It's about you guys. And I really enjoy watching you guys' stuff, and just be creative. To that new novice that's just getting out there, just stay a novice and be available and just create and learn and have fun, because that's what this is all about, just having fun. So that would probably be my answer.
Yep, very good. Thank you. I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you coming up here.
Thanks, guys.
Later, man.
Hey, take it easy, guys. Hit
thanks,
Trapping with Jinx. We've been sharing his link. I know you guys can't get on there, but copy that, maybe paste it in another time and get over there and check them out. Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you guys. I really appreciate it again. And thanks, Boxy, for having me. And everybody take care in the chat and have a great day.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Later, man.
So, J-Dubs, someone mentioned wind direction.
What about
you pay mind to wind direction?
When I first started, I did, because people harped on it really bad. But anymore, no. I've learned that an animal can smell you or can smell something, even if it's upwind of it, because it's still a little bit of scent gets around. If they're close enough to it that they're going to get caught in it, they're close enough. Wind direction doesn't really pay that big of a matter to me.
Right. I'm taking a minute here while you're talking. I'm trying to send a link through
like Instagram or something.
Yeah, on Messenger.
Yeah.
So hey, Jakey Crack, I'm trying to send you one through Messenger.
Oh, John Oliver. I think it was John Oliver asked if I ever use walnut husk. I have. I use them all the time. I've got 3 big walnut trees in my front yard, so I have no shortage of walnuts, and I have used those multiple times. They work pretty good. They don't get your trap black though. They get like a brownish color, and they work fine. You're gonna get filthy doing it. Wear gloves. Do not wear anything that you want to ever wear again.
It will stain. It stains. It stains.
Black it stains so bad it'll stain rubber gloves. Like stuff is terrible.
I've always used walnut hulls until the last 2 years. My walnuts aren't dropping in time for when I have the time to actually dye my traps. So I've been using the Staghorn Chumac.
Really? Man, my whole yard is covered in walnuts right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can go out there now and get them, but I usually try to the weekend of Labor Day is usually when I do my my dyeing and my traps and stuff like that.
See, I do all my dyeing and waxing at the end of last year. So I pull all my traps out, I get the pressure washer out, I clean them all up, because I used not to do that. And I will watch my old videos. I had salt on my traps. I would leave the traps sitting there with salt on them all winter or all summer, and the rest of winter and all summer, and then into that fall, and they looked terrible, and I had to wire brush them. So now, as soon as I get them out of the woods, I completely pressure wash them off, let them dry, and then I'll dye them and wax them and hang them up in the garage, and don't touch them until trap season.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Logwood.
To hook in the house. Coffee Outdoors uses the logwood powder. I see a lot of guys use that. I do know, just hearing Nate talk the other night, he hey Allie, how you doing? He spray paints and then he dips them in the Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, that stuff works good. I've got a buddy, man, that's all he uses. See, that's the thing. A lot of people had like mentors and stuff. I guess the closest thing I have to a mentor is a guy that I work with who grades fur at the West Virginia State Fur Auction every year. and has done it every year since he was 8 or 9. He helped out, and now he's a grader. His dad is a grader, and that's all he. I mean, the man could live. You could take him in the woods and drop him off, and he can make a living.
Thunder Ridge in the house. Thunder Ridge TV. How you doing? Yep, I knew that, Nate. I knew as soon as we started talking, you're gonna say spray paint and Full Metal Jacket. Nothing else. No need.
Look at there. There's another Outdoor Adventures.
Got a few of them. There's Jersey Boy Outdoors. Got Mo Homesteading. Best Friend Outdoors. Saying hello to everybody.
What's
Thunder
up,
Ridge TV. Brandon's Outdoor Adventures. I only dye my traps, nothing else.
You know, when I first started out trapping, the first coyote I ever caught was in a Duke 1.5. I had 2 of them. It still had oil on it. I put a hot dog was my bait. I had a hot dog sitting on the pan, and I covered it up with a big oak leaf. And about 3 or 4 days later, I had a coyote. And then my first coon I ever caught, I caught it using chicken livers with the exact same method. So I think a lot of people overthink this trapping.
Yeah, could be.
Because I noticed one year I tried to keep everything clean, do everything the right way. I caught 3 animals for the entire season. I went back to acting like I didn't know what I was doing. My catches started going up again.
Yeah, so I'm trying to send out a couple. Nate's asking what's up, J&J.
Why don't Nate come up here and hang out with us?
Yeah, so what's happening is you and Jinx were able to hook onto that link for to come up on panel, but it's not letting anybody else come up. Not exactly sure what's going on, so
hold on. I wonder. Put it in there real quick. I wonder if it'll let me get on it.
I just put it in there, I believe. Let me see.
Oh, I see it. Let's see if.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone now. Let's see if I show up in there.
Hey, Nate. I figured if we get 4 of us up in it, yeah, you're on.
Oh, just pop right on.
Yeah, you're. Yep. There's Nate right there.
Uh-oh, my helper's back.
Hey, Jakey, I'm gonna put it back in there again. Try again, bud. I did send you a message as well.
Here, tell everybody night night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, night night.
They're in there, remember? Okay. All right, I love you. Hey, you showed up.
What's up, bud?
Living the dream.
How's it going, Nate?
I'm back.
You're back. Jakey cracked. He's saying he was in the back room, but it kept disconnecting. I've been watching down here in the bottom here, and J-Dubs, as soon as he said he was connecting, it popped right up, and Nate popped right up as well.
I'll teach you tomorrow, okay? There you go. Nice.
So, Nate, what's some of the questions we'll kind of pick your brain about? First one is what animal do you like to trap?
Number one's got to be coyote, hands down. I think they're the hardest to catch. Coyote's definitely number one, and a bobcat. I don't do a whole lot of water trapping. I think I would really like that, but bobcat's exciting, especially this year. We've just passed a law in North Carolina that we can roll trap tags over from year to year. We have to put tags on bobcats, so I'm going to start targeting those this year. Up until now, I've just had to let them go.
Gotcha. We got Tommy guy in here now. Jakey Crack, you're here, but every time I click on here, you don't show up.
Up until now, I've just had to let them go.
I do hear some feedback from somebody. Or is it me? You guys hear me?
Yeah, there was a lot of reverb.
I think we're good now.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hold my hand.
So Tubby guy from up north, any trapping?
I was really hoping to begin trapping this season, but then with everything that went on, I couldn't do the course. They canceled the courses. So I've started to kind of accumulate a few traps and get things ready, but it looks like it's going to be next season now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. So, Nate, we know you like to spray paint and hit Full Metal Jacket. Here's a question that came up that I didn't ask yet. So, with the fur prices and everything that's going on, are you gonna push the trapping, or are you gonna back off a little bit?
No, I'm trapping November 1st. Usually I wait until Thanksgiving, but I mean the fur's in the tank anyway. I'm going day one. I've got a lot of properties to trap now. It's more or less just opening new doors. I've got a hunting camp that they just want the dogs gone. They don't care about fur prices, so that could lead to some more lucrative properties like this one probably will turn out to be. Yeah, I'm going day one just to remove dogs. I don't care about fur.
Can you trap now, Nate?
No. November 1st.
So you can't trap. Y'all don't have an open coyote season like we do.
No, that would be awesome. It wouldn't last long because I have nothing better to do. I'd be out trapping coyotes every day.
I tell you, it gets rough in the summer. You get covered in ticks and stuff. That stretch of spring trapping I did last year was awesome. The animals were moving. The problem was the bugs. It gets old real quick.
Yeah, I can imagine. Imagine the fleas and things are a lot worse in the summer too. So
when you grab a coyote in the middle of summer and when you grab them and you see the fleas crawling up your arm, it's like, no, I'm done for the year.
Nah, Stu had the best advice. Stick that sucker in a 50-gallon contractor bag. Just spray it with Raid.
There you go.
You got a
Kill
big
everything.
freezer, stick it in the bag and throw it in a freezer. That'll kill
no
everything
doubt.
that's in there.
Yeah. So I want to take a minute to thank everybody for coming in here tonight. Looks like we still have 34 people in here. Guys, ask some questions in the chat, on panel, whatever we want to do. I'm trying to write down as we go. I know we can get onto a subject and we could probably talk forever on it. But there was let me see here. Does any
Sure, J-Dubs is bigger than mine.
Mine's bigger. Here, that one's closer to the same size.
This actually was one of my father-in-law's traps, and the man that kind of got me wanting to get into trapping. And so the first bunch of traps I'm going to use when I do get to start are mainly his traps. So I think that's pretty cool that I'm going to get a chance to use his. Wish he was here to see it, but at least they're going back in the water in the ground where they belong.
Yep.
Very nice.
So
Yeah, the
Coffee's
whole-
got a question. Coffee's got a question for us. He wants to know how many of us finish our furs and send them to auction.
I'll give them to the guy that I work with that goes to the West Virginia Fur Auction. So I give whatever I've got to him, but I don't do many a year.
No, I'm not going to finish mine and sell them to the fur auction unless prices go up. It's just not worth it. I do finish some and sell them to people locally. I know a lot of people that want coyote hides and things, so I finish a few and just sell them locally.
Yeah, as well. I sold mine locally. I don't catch a lot of fur. I'm hoping this year, with me being on second shift, I'll have a little bit of time in the mornings to actually run a line. I was doing it just short lines, 10 to 12 traps on each line. But this year I'm hoping to get out there a little bit more. So we'll see. If I had a lot of furs, maybe I'd go that route, but I just sell it local as well.
It's a pile of work if you don't have, like my buddy, he's going up there, so it's nothing for me to hang them up. A lot of mine I hang up, and if he doesn't want them, then I tan it myself, just as I want to know how to do it. Just I guess a hobby, and then I'll either give them to somebody or sell them or do something like that.
Now, I have put up quite a few coyotes. If I do catch a pile that are good-looking dogs, I'll probably I'll hook up with Gronenwald. They buy them on the spot. You're not going to get as much, but it's cash in hand.
Problem was all mine looked terrible by the time I was catching them. Springtime, none of mine were worth anything.
And is back. So, Tubby guy, are you going to you get trapping some fur? You sending it out, or are you going to try and sell locally, or are you tanning, or what are you doing?
I think what I'm going to try and do for the first one is do some tanning. I want to try that. I've done tanning of like small game hides for, so you can use them for buying flies or whatever, like squirrel, rabbit, that sort of stuff. It always worked out well. So I think I want to try that. And I think I want to kind of keep a couple of my first furs just because it's the first ones, especially if I get a nice coyote or something like that. So, and then we'll worry about sending stuff out if the prices are, who knows what's going on with the auctions and sales and everything else, right? It's a little bit scary right now from talking with other trappers and stuff that who knows what's going on. Apparently there's warehouses full of furs right now just sitting there. So hopefully that turns around for everybody. And I hope it doesn't discourage a lot of guys. Trapping is necessary. We all know that. We've got to control those predator populations and especially, it doesn't matter where you are. Like we have a crazy amount of coyotes where I am. I know a lot of the states do too. And if there's nobody out there controlling those populations, everything's going to suffer for it. So, so I hope, I hope to send some out, and I'm going to keep a couple too, just to put on the wall and try the tanning thing. So hope everybody gets out there. And even if you don't trap as hard as maybe you did last year or the season before, I hope everybody gets out there and does some,
Right.
I've seen that a lot in the chats and other videos and things. Just there's a lot of people that are like, we're not trapping this year. It's not worth the time. Furs in the tank. I don't care. Somebody's got to keep the predator numbers in check, inevitably. A lot of people that I trap for are hunters, and they're like, I've tried to call them, I've tried to bait them, I've tried everywhere I can find to shoot them, and you can't get them in front of the scope. And I walk on their property 3 weeks later, I've caught 13 coyotes. And they're like, I had no idea I had that many.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, right?
It's necessary.
It is absolutely. I completely agree, Nate.
Nate, I'll let you know something. If you can get 2 neighboring farms and you can trap both of them, trap one farm, and then after you catch a bunch on that farm, trap the other farm, because those coyotes will bounce back and forth. Once they start disappearing, they'll leave that area for a while. So once your traps go cold, go to the next farm. And man, you will constantly stay on top of them. You'll really thin out that pack. That's what that farm I trap in a lot of my videos. There's me and another guy that trap it. So when I'm catching them, he's not. But when I'm not catching them, he's all of a sudden starting to catch them. So we kind of figured it out. They the 2 ridges they like to bounce between.
Well, I've got one. It's a hunting camp. I think it's 600 acres. So that one will keep me busy for a while. I've planned about 3 or 4 weeks to be out there.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing a camping trip this year on my wife's grandparents' place, trapping just it, because the guy that was trapping it doesn't trap it anymore. So that got opened up, and that's 6,200 acres. So that's going to be fun. And then I've got a guy right here at my house. I got to go trap him. It's a couple hundred acres.
So Livermore Outdoors said that he just checked his NAFA account and they actually sold some of his furs. He's not expecting to get paid anytime soon, though.
Yeah, I guarantee you're not.
Yeah, guys, hit that thumbs up if you've forgotten. So John Euler asked, and I don't know this answer, but maybe one of you guys do. He wants to know what the range of a coyote is. Does anybody know like what their range is? Now I have heard
a coyote can travel for miles. I mean, their range can be several square miles. And according to Clint Locklear and all the federal research that he's looked at, it's real sporadic the way they work it. I've seen game cam photos of dogs that are very similar to dogs from miles away. You know, like on a hunting camp, like I say, you get one end to the other, you think it's a different group of dogs, but you're thinking, it's probably the same dog. They do tend to roam several miles. They're not going to stay in one area, and you can't really predict their movements. Like, well, I saw him on a trail cam here 2 weeks ago. He'll be back now. Well, it might be another 2 weeks before he comes back. You know, they're unpredictable. You just got to keep your traps working.
I would say if you ever been hunting with dogs, you will know 10 miles isn't nothing for like a bear dog to cover in
Right.
like an hour or two, a couple hours. They can cover some distance. So coyotes, I would imagine, the same way.
Mo says everybody's got a smile. She's got Wyatt to smile. She wants all of us to smile. There we go. We're all smiling. So
got my co-host.
Hey, Dizzy. I thought you were supposed to be in bed.
He said hi. He said hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Yeah, so
see him?
Amanda's saying, hey, Deez, did Nate tell you that he's going to put a saddle on a kangaroo and ride it?
Yeah, we were discussing that.
Yeah, the video better be playing on that one. We want to see that.
Hold on. Let me get your stool. Stay.
So here's an off-topic question since Amanda brings that up. So does Nate go 8 seconds or less?
Amanda says, do not mess with the ruse.
Do not mess with the ruse.
She says they will jack you up.
Here, get up here. Come hang out.
Yeah, that's it. Bait the Hook says, you know, the coyotes, they're always searching for food, so they're gonna just keep on their way, and that's you guys are getting free meals from landfills.
Yeah, I'm going this year. I'm going with a page from O'Gorman's book. I'm gonna get all kinds of roadkill. I'm looking for deer. I usually see lots of deer in the rut, especially. I'm gonna be planting deer carcasses all over the countryside here and setting traps around them.
I wish we could do that. Ours have to be covered from the air to be able to do it. So you pretty much got to bury them either in a brush pile or underground to do it.
You need to move to north. You need to come down here with me.
Hey, illegal.
You can't.
Illegal, hey, bud.
You got to remember, I like to snare.
Are you guys not
that.
able to hit the cable restraints down there either?
Well, that's what I was saying the other night. I haven't looked, but the new laws from the digest came out, and I saw a Collarum brand cable restraint. I'm pretty sure they're legal here, but you have to have a special permit. I got to look into that. So we're definitely moving in the right direction with the snare situation.
Illegal Outdoorsman's in here. We got Mills
Mills.
Outdoors.
It's me. It's me.
You're up here too.
So that's here in Pennsylvania. We're allowed to use cable restraints, but you have to be certified. So I actually just last year took an online course, and it took me a few hours. I just did it all in one day. You can actually, I think they give you so much time to actually complete the course, but I did it in one day, and so they actually sent me a certified. I don't know. It almost looks like like a credit card, and I have a number and everything, and I have to carry that on me at all times while using those cable restraints.
Yeah, it seems a little bit ridiculous, but if that's what I had to do to set snares or cable restraints, I would do it. I mean, it's whatever. They're too handy. I trapped a property that was like 80 acres. It was they raised cattle, and they had, I don't know, probably about 80 acres worth of barbed wire fence down one side, straight and open. It adjoined another field. It looked like I could see clumps of coyote fur every 10 feet on that fence. I would have 150 snares down through there and catch a pile of coyotes. I mean, that fur was just hanging everywhere.
Yeah. So now
snares here either.
you can't use snares?
Not in this part of Ontario. They've got like an imaginary line drawn. So anything south of the French River, you're not allowed to use snares. You can't even snare like rabbits here. So north of the French River, you're good. Yeah. I think it's mainly what they've decided is, which I think is kind of a little bit ridiculous, but the population density starts to get heavy closer to the. You're getting into the major cities, and hey, man, how's it going? You made it in.
Oh, and I don't know how I did it, but I made it. I just kept hitting buttons.
Don't hit the
Yeah, I was like super jealous of Dwayne Lazar using the power rams. I would love to use those.
Yeah. So north of the French River, I think we could use those. This side where I am right now, no snaring at all, not even rabbits. And I think they figure that there's too many people too close. You'll end up with dogs and cats and whatever else, I guess. I don't know what their total reasoning is, but
yeah,
it is what it is, unfortunately.
That was a big argument here. They said that, your snares, your cable restraints will kill dogs, hunting dogs, and pets. A coyote gets in a snare and loses his mind. What does your dog do when you put it on a leash?
Yeah.
Does it flip out and lose? No, they sit down. I don't understand that logic.
I've caught a few. If you had locking snares, I could see it. I could see snares, but cable restraints, no. Like Virginia, we can use snares all day. You can use them. You can use cable restraints, but I will say that I always use mine are all cable restraints. I don't have any locking locks on mine. But the few hunting dogs that I have caught are normally laying there asleep when I get there, and the cable's so loose you can just pick it off of them. The coyotes I find though have hung themselves on a tree or whatever else they can get a hold of.
Right.
That's a cable restraint right there. It says it is under legal trap types.
Huh. There you go. You want me to send you some?
Now, I don't know. It's got looks like a snare thrower, so I don't know if it's on the foot. I'll have to read about it.
Let me know, and I'll because I got some stuff I got to send you anyway. Let me know, and I'll throw some in there for you.
All right.
All right, so we got Jakey Crack in the house, guys.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Jakey?
Jake.
What's up, Nate? I got your trap. It's weathered. I'm ready to dye it and wax it pretty soon.
Nice.
I got
You
some
got it
plans for that.
eventually. You got it eventually. It was under J Dub's computer with Raymond Williams trap tag and something
No,
else.
Section 8.
Section
Right.
8 trap tag and something.
Yeah.
That's where the traps were at forever.
Yeah, so before we go any further, I do want to mention. So we were talking about like catching dogs and stuff in cable restraints and everything. Live More Outdoors just posted that he has caught 4 deer in cables, and if you go over to his channel, he actually releases a deer that I believe that is in a cable. If I'm not mistaken, Live More, that was your channel, I believe. I saw that on where you actually successfully released. It looked like a doe, I believe, that was in a cable restraint.
Yeah, I'm nearly positive it was him too.
Yeah, I've never caught a deer in a cable restraint, which is odd because I normally only set in deer trails. Any trail. I've got one place that I set in the fence, but everywhere else is in deer trails, and I've never had a deer in one.
I've caught a deer a few years back, and I don't know if it was Live More, but I watched a YouTube video, and that's how I figured out how to throw a coat over it, and it wasn't as bad as you would think it is. You just gotta sort of cover them up and just go for it.
Well, if you I keep my wire cutters that I cut my snares or cut them when I make them. I keep one of those in my four-wheeler in case I were to ever catch anything. I can get up to it and just cut it.
Yeah, I just threw a coat over it. I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties. I threw my coat over its head and sort of just put my weight on it and cut the cable and backed away. And it sort of laid there. I thought I crushed it for a while, but then it got up there.
He was choked. Now he's mashed.
So when y'all were catching these deer, how high is your loop off the ground?
24-inch loop, 24 inches off the ground, sir. We're trapping
the way
deer.
mine was there was it was in a little dip on the side of the driveway, and I guess the deer come down, and that little dip sort of changed the elevation, and that's because it's a great spot. I mean, I would love to put another cable there now. Now I got to put them on the hill. It's a tough spot because it's a narrow spot and it's on a steep hill, right on the side of the road.
6 inches off. 6 inches off the ground, and they're a 10-inch loop. So I've never caught the deer, but I say that, and I'll have 10 of them in a.
Yep. We'll see this year. You releasing the deer.
Releasing deer. He's going to release deer this season.
Hold on, I got wood right here. Nice Appalachian hardwood right here. Hey.
Yeah, it looks like I can use snares or use cable restraints only under a depredation permit.
Man. Well, we need to get you one. How do you get the permit?
You just talk to the ranger. He can give you one.
There you go. Same way you get DMAP tags. You just got to know the game.
Yeah. So of course, Mo had asked if the deer, when they're in there, if they're jumping around and stuff like that, and Live More mentioned about putting a coat over their eyes, and they pretty much almost go paralyzed. You can get on top of them and get that restraint off of them. All right, there's a good question out there. Does any of you guys use drags, or pretty much got an anchoring system? I do know I anchor. I have not used a drag. Anybody else use drag?
Use both. I use drags when I'm lazy, and I use anchors when I'm not.
No, I use anchors all the way. I use Fox Hollow Super Stakes. I don't want to go hunt the critter when I get there. I have a hard enough time keeping up with where I put the traps without moving around on me.
If you use the right type of drag, they don't run far.
So this year I do got 4 saber-tooths that I am going to start running, and there's just some spots that I want to be able to keep that spot, and that's the reason I got them. A couple spots that I'd like to if I do catch something that gets out of sight too. But I'm gonna try them. But mainly, I'm all not super stakes. Wolfang.
Yeah, I like the wolf fangs just because they're cheap. I can buy a bunch of them and make my own fairly quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know why anybody buys them at this point. It's so much. They're so easy to make.
I've got like 3 dozen of them, and I don't even use them. Free gift, free gift, free gift. I don't know why I keep picking Wolfang. It's like the best choice from F&T. I don't even
Yeah, I
use them.
got everything, like every one of their free gifts. The movies, my kids love them. They sit there. We have them in the car when we go on long trips. My kids are watching trapping movies.
So Livermore did say, he makes a good point. Drags are really great when you're pulling traps.
Yeah, you can't beat drags when you're pulling.
No doubt. Yeah.
You got to pack your stuff in, though. See, I'm a lazy trapper. If I can't drive to it, I'm not trapping it. So
okay, so I actually have that wrote down, and I'm going to give you guys all a chance to answer this since J-Dub's already answered. He's a lazy trapper. He's going to drive up to it to trap. Is there I had this wrote down. So when you trap, is it all about getting in there, the numbers, getting around, using either means of a four-wheeler side by side, or do you do the actual walk in and walk a line?
It depends on the property. With any luck, I can get my truck in there or a four-wheeler because I like to set a lot of traps. I'm all about setting real intensive and getting as many as I can as quick as I can. But I have put them in a pack basket and walked in a couple dozen traps, dozen and a half traps. And that's really not a good day when you got to drag out 2 dogs.
yeah, if you're gonna walk in traps, you'll learn real quick. You hate the days you catch stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You despise the days you look forward to the days you don't catch anything.
You will weed out anything you don't need. Like I used to carry a couple extra traps because I got to switch one out. Nah. I'll just pull that trap. I might catch 2 or 3 coyotes. Now I've got to make 2 trips. That's over.
Now my water trapping, just about all my water trapping, I walk it because it's a set of railroad tracks I have to go down to get to it, and it's all national forest. So, but any of my other trapping, I'm lazy. Plus, with kids, it's easier to throw them in a four-wheeler and drive a 4 to 6 mile line than it is to say, "Hey, let's go walk 4 to 6 miles."
Well, you think about this when you go to buying traps too. You gonna pack in a dozen Canine Extremes or a dozen Duke number 3s?
Sissy, stop.
Right.
Those canines are great on you. They're like bricks.
I'm sort of the same as J-Dub. I haven't did much water trapping, but the little bit I do, I do that on foot. But I'm lazy. I'm as lazy as I can be. I had to walk a lot last year, but this year I got the quad set up, so I won't be walking anything.
What about you, Wyatt?
I'll probably be doing a little bit of both once I get started, walking and driving up as much as I can. I know I've got 3 properties for sure that I'll be able to set for coyotes. 2 of the properties I can set water and land. So the 2 of them I can drive right out to the field, to the pond, whatever. The one is going to be a lot of packing stuff in, but thankfully it's not too far. Maybe 3/4 of a mile, maybe half a mile, something like that, back to where the water is. So it's not so bad.
So of course, I do all mine is all walking. I don't have any private land to trap yet. But I do a lot on state land and of course game lands. A lot of times what I do is I trap the areas that I actually like turkey hunt in. So of course every raccoon and old possum out there, I'm going to take care of them. And of course, last year I let a couple go for the simple fact I didn't want to carry them both out. So yes, Nate, you're right.
Oh,
So there's
Yeah,
there's a
Judith.
question. Who keeps possums? Does anybody is there a real market for possum? Like I know we have possums here too, but I keep hearing, some trappers are saying, like they're the kind of the scourge of the trap line, right? If something's gonna bugger up your set, is gonna be a possum if there's one in the area. And I hear others saying that they don't mind catching them. They, it's just part of the catch, and they send them in and all that good stuff. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
If you catch a possum, shoot the possum because he will be there again the next day. He knows there's food there. I will shoot that dude, and I won't have to hunt roadkill the next day because I have bait.
Well, there's always a reason to catch a possum. You can send them to Judith Davis, and you can get a novelty item made for you.
Possum thongs all around.
No, but legitimately about possums and raccoons, a lot of landowners, I tell them, most landowners want deer, they want turkeys, they want various game birds. And they're like, everybody wants rid of coyotes and fox and bobcats because they kill off all their turkeys. They're not the real issue to the turkeys. It's the nest robbers, the raccoons and the possums that eat the eggs. They'll eat a whole clutch of eggs, and a coyote might get 1 or 2 turkeys a year. They're hard to catch when they're grown. Those nest robbers will eat the whole clutch, and they will kill the hen if they can get it. So, yeah, I always shoot possums and raccoons.
I'm with Nate on that. I've let some possums go. 9 times out of 10, they're coming out with me, and I'll find something to do with them. I've got a man down the road that he likes eating possum. Every once in a while, I might gut one up and everything and give it to him, but their fur is not worth anything to me. And the landowners told me that if I don't take everything I catch off there, that I can't trap it anymore. So I've got that.
You have incentive there.
Yeah. Oh, well, me and him have a good deal. He lets me trap it and have free range of the property. I trap it and don't have to pay like everyone else does that hunts up there. So that works for me.
NNT in the house. The line cook's in the house.
So I'm in the same boat with that. I'm about 50-50. I let them go sometimes, and I keep them. On certain farms, they want me to keep everything. So
The line cook's in here.
Yep, line cook's in here.
What's up?
That's another question. You bring up that your neighbor likes to eat possum every so often or whatever. So I have tried to eat. I not try to eat it. I actually ate raccoon. Actually wasn't all that bad. Has anybody eaten anything like that? I know beaver seems like a choice, but
Yeah, raccoon's good if you barbecue it. Slow cook it in a crock pot all day with some barbecue sauce. That's good. Possum, I've never ate it. My dad grew up in Oklahoma. Swore up and down it was great. You just got to pack his belly full of sweet potatoes and bake them in the oven.
mm-hmm.
I haven't ate one. I haven't been that hungry yet.
Yeah, I'm going to eat one. It's not, but it's like, I'm going to catch, clean, cook a possum. I would eat a possum on a normal day. I would eat a raccoon on a normal day. Now, coyote, I'm not that hungry.
I mean, I'll eat anything. If it comes down to you or me, it's definitely going to be you.
Well, I mean, I'm talking fridge full of food. I'd still eat a possum. I'd still eat a raccoon. I'd eat a bobcat. Clint Locklear says bobcat is delicious, so I'm probably going to eat one of them.
Yeah, bobcat backstrap's really good.
I've
heard bobcat. He said it was good.
It's tender.
I've eaten beaver, and I want to try a muskrat, but I don't think I'm going much further than them two.
Muskrat's really good. You'll be surprised.
Muskrat is good. Yeah.
I'm a little city boy on this one. I'm not going past muskrat or beaver, and that's even probably stretching it for me.
Beaver's on my list. I've got to catch a beaver and eat a beaver. I have yet to get a property that's got a pond on it with beaver, but it's going to happen inevitably. When I do, I'm going to eat that sucker.
I will tell you one that you don't want to eat is otter. Otter is disgusting. It tastes just like a ball of fish oil.
Yeah. So Pondy did. He ate bobcat last year, and Livermore Outdoors said he'd eat a bobcat. There was something he mentioned here I wanted to make a comment on.
Hey, I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. So Livermore Outdoors mentions here. He says grinners are a good practice for new trappers learning how to fur handle, and I know anybody that probably has skinned out and fleshed a possum, they have a real thin fur. So if you can actually get that without putting a hole or ripping a tear into it, that's very good advice right there. Catch them grinners and learn your fur handling.
Oh, most definitely. You practice on a little thin skin critter like that, you're good to go on a coyote. But I would definitely say practice on a couple raccoons or something before you attempt a bobcat, something that would have some value.
Mm-hmm.
Good advice.
Old Man 307 says that they've even eaten mountain lion. He's out in Wyoming, so they do have mountain lions out that way. So he's had some mountain lion. Trey Muse says he only lets house cats go, but he forgot to put in there is he only lets his house cat go.
That's why he had to let it go.
So they said mountain lion is good.
Yeah, I would definitely eat a mountain lion. I think it's just like a big bobcat, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think. I mean, I like Chinese, so I imagine I'd like mountain lion, bobcat.
Right? It's so hard not to mention that.
Hey, Boxy.
I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't say that. Not knowing the ears that are out there. I apologize, but it's all in fun. I make fun of myself too. So, yep. I just screwed up my monetization. They're going to probably stop this thing now.
Start over.
Yeah. So, well, Deez, I got a question for you, not to put you on the spot, but I know you're going to start trapping this year. What are you looking forward to catching? What's something that you want to catch?
I really want to catch a coyote.
Coyote? That's what I'm after. I haven't caught one yet, so hopefully you beat me to it.
You want to catch them, you got to carry 3 of them out. That sucks.
I don't know, but now I did have to. One year I had to carry 3 raccoon out, and yeah.
Hey, Boxy, J-Dub needs you to stick that StreamYard link back in the chat for him. I guess he got booted out.
Okay, I can do that. Crazy Catfishing's in here. Link, please.
John, I had Chinese the other night.
We actually we haven't went to the Chinese place. My son, he's always trying to get us to right after church. We going Chinese for lunch. We going Chinese every Sunday. We leave church. he wants to go Chinese.
Oh, I'm back.
Hey Dubs, every time you do that, I think of the Muppet Show, and that those Muppets would sit there and they'd shake their head like that.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys notice it. He doesn't do it when he's up on here, but when he's in backstage, I can see him sitting here and he takes his hat off and flops his hair all around. looks like the Muppets.
These, you don't want to catch a coyote because if Nate makes you walk it out of there, you will hate him for the rest of your life. they are nasty, so you don't want to touch him. So you want to carry him out like this.
You got to carry that thing out, yeah, like that.
Yeah, you don't want them to touch you, and they smell. They're heavy and they're awkward. They're no fun.
How about when you see people that catch them and they throw them over their shoulders and put a picture on Facebook when I'm carrying? I'm like, what are you? If that thing stinks, get that off your shoulder. What are you doing?
I got it by one leg. He's stuck out here, way out here. Set him down 15 times before you get to the truck because your arm's shaking.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I do with mine that really helps is I carry garbage bags and I spray them down with a flea and tick spray.
Yeah.
And it sort of covers the smell a little bit, and then I seal the bag up. That way it kills any fleas and ticks, and they don't stink nearly as bad by the time I pull them out of the bag and skin them. It's a little trick. I go through a lot of cans of flea and tick spray though, because I douse them pretty good. I spray everything down like that.
That's what I was telling J-Dub about trapping in the spring and summer. Just put that sucker in a garbage bag and spray them with Raid to get rid of all the fleas.
Yeah, exactly. I buy the cheapest spray I can find, flea and tick, whatever.
See my one video, Nate, of one of the coyotes I caught in the snare. It was the middle of the night. I was checking my line, and when I went to check it to see if it was male or female, a bunch of big black flies flew out of its vent.
Yeah, I got that. I left one hanging to skin. It was late when I got home. I was going to skin it when I got home from work the next day, and a big yellow jacket flew out of its vent.
Gotta keep it as PG. The vent.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're just a nasty critter. And they're a pain. You know, a lot of animals you can skin by pulling. No, a coyote you got to have a knife with you. You got to cut every inch. They are just the biggest pain in the butt to skin.
J-Dub skinning machine. Just build one. They're worth it.
You got to do them when they're warm too. And next week I'm actually got something I'm going to be working on. It's going to be for a video, but I'm going to be trapping out of a trailer this year, and I'm actually going to make a skinning post that goes on the outside of it. It's detachable, so that I will be able to skin everything out. So I won't be taking critters home. I'll be skinning everything out where I trap, and that's going to be a big step for me. The only thing I'm worried about is when it gets cold, I am going to be skinning everything outside. So, but that's going to work for me.
Go ahead.
I rigged up a skinning machine out of just made a 2x4 frame and a manual boat winch from Harbor Freight. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the business. But now that grates on me cranking that handle, so I'm going with a hoist this year. I'll make a video on that. Yeah, man, I'm lazy. I am lazy.
I have a winch, but I've had troubles with the winch pulling too much and tearing all the fur. So I prefer to do them by hand. But I mean, I wish I could use the winch because it would save me a lot of work. But
add yourself a couple shock springs in line between your gambrel and your winch, and that'll give you a lot more latitude. Instead of tearing the fur, it'll give quite a bit with a couple shock springs on there.
That's a great idea.
And then you can just use your knife and get those hard spots out.
I just cut very minimal, mainly around the face, skin them to the hips, and then pull the tail out, split the tail, and then pull them all the way down. You got to work the arms a little bit, and then the face. That's pretty much it.
I think another thing I'm going to start trying to do this year is skinning the toes, leaving the feet on. Seems like there's a lot more value, and I mean, there's no value in the fur as it is, but it seems like there's a little more with that as far as getting stuff made and everything.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna be good at it, but I'm gonna start trying it. It's worth a shot, you know.
I think this year I'm gonna go buy a pair of loppers just for the feet because I get tired of dealing with that.
Have a good one, boys.
Yeah, just wring the feet and pull the feet through, and that big old paw has to come through. I'm gonna lop them. I'm just lopping them. I'm all about efficiency this year.
Just get you a hatchet and a stump.
That's what I use.
I'm gonna lop them on the gambrel. Just the front legs. I got to hang them by the back legs could go too, but yeah, those
Back
big
legs
front
aren't a
feet.
problem.
The big front feet are such a pain.
Yeah, I think
Later, Jersey boys.
your back legs are splitting, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I hang them by that tendon, so it doesn't matter.
No, I don't hang mine by the tendon. My gambrel has chains that cinch up, and it cinches around their wrist.
The guy that showed me how to skin coons, that's what he did. He set them all on a block and hatchet every other feet off.
Yep.
At the end of the night, there'd be a pile of raccoon feet. It's just at the end of the
That's
log.
gonna be Dee's job. Cut all the coyote feet off with a hatchet.
Hey now, I've got a video for that. How to catch catfish on raccoon feet.
All right.
There's a video in that.
So on the skinning issue, on the skinning situation, I have a question for you guys. Who removes the cartilage out of the ears on a coyote? You leave it in? Do you remove it? You remove it?
I peel it. Yep.
I'll leave it in, unless I'm doing something with them.
It's super, super easy to take out with a pair of pliers. I just peel it out. I watched Stu do it at Coon Creek. I've peeled every one since.
Yeah. Coon Creek makes it look real simple, but every one I fight, I get like 1/4 inch pieces and just. I mean, I get it, but it's tedious for me.
Yeah.
I actually haven't
stay
caught
with
a
it, man.
coyote.
It takes practice.
I haven't caught a coyote, but I have caught some fox, and I did take the cartilage out of those.
If it goes to fur market, they don't care, so I leave it in. If I'm tanning it myself, like for my own personal use, I'll skin it. But if not, the fur market doesn't care because they're wiping the head off anyway.
When I ship a load of fur, I want that top lot award, so I'm peeling mine. I mean, I'm packing it out. It looks good. It looks good.
My buddy that does I need to get him to do this with me one day and show you like what the West Virginia fur graders are actually looking for, what people say they're looking for versus what they're actually looking at. So I need to see if I can talk him into that one day.
Right.
Because like he said, people like you get on YouTube and they say, you're allowed one bullet hole. He said, I don't care how many bullet holes it is because the coyote's first side out when you get it. So it doesn't matter. A coon, that matters a little bit more, but bullet holes don't dock you that much. I've never even thought about skinning feet.
No, me neither.
I'm not doing
Jason, I think it was Jason Roberts, BC Newfie. I think he was doing it on like wolverines, if I remember right. That's that type of animal. But I don't believe, I don't think I've seen it done on coyotes or anything.
The reason I want to start doing it because the black coyote I caught last year, I decided finally what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to get a mountain man hat made of it. But and I'm doing that to R&R Trading Post. But the big thing, it seems like one of their selling points on it has the feet in it. So I'm just thinking that there's a little bit more value in it for certain furs. I don't think I'm going to do it on everything, but like you said, if you get something that's really nice and you're going to keep, it's sort of like Nate said about removing the ear, or J-Dub said about removing the ears on something you're going to keep in yourself.
Yeah, I could see doing it on certain things if you were trying to keep it, but I'm going for easy. I fought those big front feet, man. I'm going loppers. Just lopping them.
I'm telling you, man, a hatchet works better than loppers are.
Yeah, my new gambrel that I'm getting ready to weld up, it's got chains, like number 3 machine chain and rings.
Yeah, chain's the only way to go.
Well, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I've been on the go since 4 a.m., so I want to thank you for having me. And
yeah, thanks for coming up on panel here, talking a little trapping.
I got a little something here for Nate before I go. Oh, wrong way. Yeah,
Oh.
Hold
Have a
on.
great
I can top that.
Yeah, I'll
Are
do.
you happy yours is bigger now, or what?
I'll do the MB 550s all day. I've done it several times, but that K9, I'm like, I just don't care enough to do that. I don't care. I'm gonna get it.
I caught
I'm gonna
myself
get
last
it
year.
inevitably.
I don't think I'll go any bigger than that. That was just. I just remembered the video you put out. I think it was Trapper Jay had done something, and then you had posted a video, Nate, I believe, of somebody's. I
Yeah,
don't know. It was like a brother or a
yeah.
kid's boyfriend or
his
something got sick or
brother,
something.
his daughter's boyfriend or something
Yeah.
did it. Like, yeah, he did it, and he went and puked, and then that just cracked me up. And I was like, yeah, now I gotta go puke. Yeah, it was funny.
I got a few
All right,
guys leaving us here. Daddy Duck, have a good night. John Oilers going, have a good night as well.
Later, y'all.
And of course, you too, Tubby Guy, you have a great one.
Thanks, you as well. Take care, everybody.
Have a good night.
Absolutely.
See you, type of guy.
See you.
Later, Toby guy.
So Judah's saying that the auction people told us to skin the feet on coyotes over 50 pounds. They have a chance of taxidermy for timber wolf money. So there
If
you
I
go.
ever catch a coyote over 50 pounds, I will probably flip out thinking I've got a red wolf, and they are highly illegal to shoot.
Yeah, if I get a 50-pound coyote, I'm calling around because I done caught someone's big fat dog.
Yeah, that's a serious coyote.
That's an animal.
I think
I got
the
a better
biggest
chance
one.
of catching a black bear.
I think the biggest one I've seen around here. I caught one that was probably 30 pounds, a big female. 30, maybe 32. It was hefty. It looked like it'd been crossed with a dog. But
I need to get a set of scales. I've never
50
weighed them.
pounds is serious.
I actually
Y'all
have
have-
a scale, but I never use it. I never weigh anything. Every once in a while, a really big coon, I weigh it for some reason, but I don't think I've ever weighed a coyote. I don't know.
The other thing I weighed was that
50 pounds when you're carrying them out of the woods.
Yeah. This thing was probably 175 pounds by the time I got it back to the truck.
That's how I weigh them. I hold them out. If I can hold them straight out like that, he's not too heavy. If I can't hold him straight out.
He started out 25-pound coon. By the time I got in the truck, he was a 75-pound state record.
I'm telling. All right. So if I could trap
good night, Michael.
inside the factory where I work, and I have tried, and they told me that I could do it based off the licenses and permits I've got. The problem I have is I have to carry $1 million insurance to be able to drive in there. This factory is huge. Like, it's one of the bigger factories on the East Coast. And if I could get in there and trap, I could. I guarantee break a state record on the weight of a coon. Because all they do is sit there and people feed them.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, they're huge and mean.
I actually seen one of the biggest raccoons I've ever seen. I think it was Friday or Saturday night in the tree stand, the archery hunting, and it was a monster. I couldn't believe. I thought it was a bear cub at first. When I first seen it moving through the brush, I thought it was a bear cub, and then next, this big fat raccoon just come walking across the trail. I'm definitely putting a trap there for it. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Livermore says Mosquito Creek hunt, which is just right over the Ohio line from Pennsylvania there. If that's a Mosquito Creek you're talking about, Livermore, they get some big dogs over there. Judah's personal best is a 42-pound coyote, 31-pound cat.
That's a cat right there.
That's healthy.
Yeah. Nate, y'all have red wolves?
We do. We actually called one in, and my buddy would not shoot it. It's a good thing he didn't come down the trail I was watching. But he's like, it's somebody's dog. I was like, look at its head. Okay, it's like, I was thinking it was a coyote, a coy dog. It just looked like it had a coyote head, but it was like a German Shepherd. It was huge. And I was like, shoot it, and this thing's like, it's looking, it can't figure out we're like turkey camo, And I'm like, I'm like, shoot it, just shoot it. And he stood there about 30 seconds and then just cruised on down the ridge. Well, I talked to the property owner. He's like, yeah, they release some around this particular property. He said, I see one around here about every morning on the way to work. It's a big red wolf. There was a couple of them. He said one of them had a radio collar, but I didn't see a collar on this one.
Why'd they release them?
I don't know. But I would have shot it. That's a shoot, shovel, shut up situation.
Well, they talked about releasing wolves in this area because the coyote population was so bad, and man, the people like uproared about it because you don't ever hear people getting attacked by coyotes.
No.
You hear people getting attacked by wolves.
Right? Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I'd rather fight a coyote.
Hey, DMV, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, you call some coyotes in with I like Night and Hail, these different couple calls they've got, double threat things. Call a coyote in with a mouth call. You're sitting in a laurel thicket and that dude's coming through the laurel thicket trying to find the critter. That'll get your hair going. But yeah, you don't hear about people being attacked by them. But yeah, a wolf is a much different matter.
Right.
Well, I mean, a coyote's like a small German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Give it a German Shepherd's going to tear me up pretty bad, but I think I could get it off of me long enough to get away from it.
I told my buddy if one ever busted through on us, just don't shoot me. I don't want to be shot and bit. I'd rather just deal with the situation. Don't be shooting over here.
Oh yeah, that'd be something. That'd be my luck. My friend would miss the wolf though and hit me every time.
Yeah.
Now I've got a dog bite and a gaping hole in my chest where my buddy shot me.
Yeah.
Tells you the type of people I hang around.
Yeah, I got a dog bit and a flesh wound. I've been winged.
So who's your buddy that you're with? Is it Dick Cheney or what?
Yeah. Me and Cheney, we hang out on a regular basis. When I'm not hanging out with Biden, I hang out with Dick. And I think tomorrow Hillary's coming over for a dinner party, so maybe I can live stream that.
Anybody ever catch a coy dog? Judith wants to know.
I have not. I caught a coyote. I mean, it could have been. It looked pretty pure, but it was about mid 30s. I would say low 30 to mid 35 pound range. It was a big dog, big female. It might have been mixed, but it looked pretty pure.
We don't have them.
I don't think we got them either.
I don't think so. Scott says people and dogs get attacked by coyotes every year over there in Colorado.
Y'all have a different type of coyote than we have, apparently, because our coyotes are scared to death of everything. They'll attack your dog, but they won't attack. Like they won't come anywhere near your house.
I've seen coyotes run from house cats.
Yeah, and when I go up to them in a trap, they do everything in their power to get away from me. None of them have ever growled and tried to attack me. They're just there. The meanest thing I deal with is coons.
Yeah.
By far, the meanest animal in the state of Virginia is coon and mink. Mink, I swear, will kill a coyote if it found one in a trap. Nate, you think I'm kidding? Go mess with a mink one time. It got me a bunch of shots for rabies.
I would rather deal with a coyote than a coon or a bobcat. A bobcat's way worse than a
yeah.
Yeah, release that sucker. Like, I'm going to build this catch pole. I saw it on YouTube. It works great. Yeah, for coons and things. Now I got to deal with this bobcat, and I'm like, this thing is angry. Yeah, it worked out okay.
I had a coyote or a bobcat video last year. I had it, I edited and everything, and my wife taught me how to not putting it on YouTube because it was in a trap and it had gotten attacked by something. There was blood and hair everywhere. I don't know what attacked it, but the bobcat was still alive.
Yeah, probably coyote.
I don't know what attacked it, but the amount of blood and hair. I mean, the cat should have been dead, but it was not, and it was mean and mad. So I never put that one up.
Livermore says fishers are friendly.
No, they're not. Fishers are nowhere
Fisher.
near friendly.
Yeah. I
Got
got
to read the
the,
sarcasm in that one.
Yeah.
the funniest thing I caught was the turkey. I guess y'all saw that in one of my videos. The
Yeah.
turkey foot. Like, yeah, that dude had a rough night.
Oh, I had that goose, and it was. I literally walked up and one goose flew off, and that one sit there. And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And then I realized it couldn't go nowhere.
Snake down.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched. So here in Pennsylvania, we have to have a permit. We have to have a permit to take bobcat. We're allowed one a season, and only in certain management units. But Livermore, I've seen, and of course there's a season. He actually used a tote, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, he had a hole cut out of it. So when he put it over, wrap it up, and then lifted up the tote and let it go.
That requires me to get that much closer to it.
No doubt. The catch pole works good. I don't care. It's not getting them in the catch pole, getting them out of the trap with the catch pole, getting them away from the set with the catch pole. It's letting them go. Once you get them over there, like, okay, just run away.
They don't.
Like, I've got him.
They will run towards you every time.
I've got him. I've got him 4 foot away from me the whole time. He's good. I know as soon as I take this loop off his neck, he's going up my leg.
Yep.
So, yeah, I've had them stand there and just look. They're just like, "Ugh," and I'm like, oh my gosh, just don't do it.
You want to know what? The best way is a 22 bullet right in the side of the head.
Yeah, I'm buying
really
tags
top
this
off.
year. I'm buying tags for cats this year. I'm just gonna hammer them. I'm not even fooling with them.
Hey, I gotta have
Everything's
tags.
getting shot.
Oh man, we're
Yeah.
unlimited on cats and otter now.
We
That's
can
good.
take as many as we want, but we have to buy tags for otter, fox, and bobcats. I think they're like $1.50, $1.75 a tag.
Oh no,
Where-
we've got to have a CITES tag that the game warden, after at the end of the year before you can sell them, the game warden comes and checks them and gives you a CITES tag on all of them. But you don't have to do anything extra.
Well, somebody make a video and show me how to use a tote to catch a cat with.
Go to Livermore Outdoors. Go to his channel.
Yeah.
He
Setting over top of it like a garbage can on top of it.
He's not
Right.
catching them with it. He's
I'm gonna
putting
go-
the trap or putting it over.
I'm gonna I'll take a launder basket out there and get him out of the trap, and then I'm just gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, we're only allowed one bobcat, so if we give, and that's only certain times of the year. So
Yeah.
same with otter and man fisher. So I'm
Yeah,
trapping on camp this year. I got high probability of catching this stuff, and I don't want to catch it by the season. That sort of suck.
Yeah, until this year, it's like everybody's like, you show up and see a cat sitting there, and they're like, yes. And I show up and see a cat, and I'm like, man, can I get away with shooting this thing? Because I don't want to deal with it.
I'm glad we don't have these problems. I look at a cat and I go, oh, I got one. I pull the gun out, I shoot it, I remake the set. He goes in the foiler. I go on my merry way.
yeah.
My worst problem is I got to go home and now deal with this animal. There's many a days I'm like getting off work at 10:30 at night going, all right, I'm going to go run the trap line. I jump on the four-wheeler, I take off, and it's like midnight. I get home and I'm like, crap, now I have to skin stuff and go to work tomorrow at 5 in the morning.
I only have good days when I got something to do after taking my trap. So that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sure way of catching something right there.
Yep.
Playing something.
You want to make sure you catch something, have like a wedding or something you have to go to. You know, something you can't say, hey, I'm going to be late.
Well, I can tell you, it's never a good thing when you're checking traps early morning on a Sunday and the first trap you come to has a skunk sitting in it.
It depends. Have you been to church yet?
Let's just say, yeah. I didn't think it sprayed. My wife said differently.
Yeah. They don't have to spray you either.
No, I didn't think he even sprayed. Maybe he did. Maybe it was just me carrying him out.
I got
Somebody asked that earlier, release it or shoot it.
with a skunk, and I'm thinking that just depends on if he sprayed me or not. I might have every intention of releasing it, and he sprays me, and now you're getting shot.
I will say the guy that kind of, I guess, mentored me trapping, his biggest thing is if you're going to shoot a skunk, to shoot it with a 22 non-hollow point. If you shoot it with a hollow point, he says it'll spray. If you shoot it with a non-hollow point right in the lungs, 9 times out of 10 it will not spray. I've never caught a skunk, so I can't vouch.
Yeah, Judith. Then you become a walking bottle of hellfire. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
and if you
I've caught two skunk, and well, let me just say, I've shot them both in the lungs, and I don't believe the first one sprayed. The second one, oh yeah, he sprayed.
I've never caught a skunk.
yeah.
And that skunk actually, after I shot it, of course, he sprayed. I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to get this back? I'm driving a car. What am I going to, I don't have, to throw it in the back of the truck. So I grabbed some Walmart bags, went over, tucked it into the Walmart bag, took the Walmart bag handles, put them over my antenna, and drove home.
Nice.
What's up, Nicholas?
I'm about 50-50 on spraying or not. And what I do with all my skunks, whether they spray or not, is I soak them in a creek overnight. I tie them down to a rock and put them in moving cold water overnight, and that'll get rid of any smell on them. Not all of it, but it's a lot better than taking them to your house, especially if they sprayed.
I hate skinning animals that are wet.
Yeah, but a skunk, I'd rather have it wet than stink. Especially, I was skinning last year in my coal basement in my house. It wasn't. I didn't want to be bringing skunks in there. It smelled. That's why I'm glad I'm not through bringing those animals in there this year. I'm skinning everything outside.
There's Nicholas Green Outdoors in the house. Said he's sorry. He couldn't make it in. He's camping Ohio Pile right now. But I'm hoping to get together with Nicholas. We're going to do a weekend water collab, I think.
That'd be fun.
One of my favorite parks.
Yeah.
Ohio Pile's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a
I've
good
never
time
been
up there, Nicholas. So Not a Clue says he can't smell skunk.
You're just a lucky soul.
I have a very, very sensitive sense of smell.
It doesn't matter if you can smell it. It matters if your wife can smell it.
Yeah, that illegal's in here. He called me one day. He said, I've got a skunk. Where do I shoot it? In the head or the lungs? And I'm at work. I'm going, shoot it in the lungs. You got a 50-50 shot. Just shoot it in the lungs. But he's taking what kind of car you got illegal? Some kind of Chrysler 500 or something with Oak Fuskies, old stankum in there. His bait that he made, riding around in the Cadillac with it. He's like, got it in the trunk.
Oh man,
That dude was
Trapping 101. Don't put your lure in the car.
Heck, I put mine I put it in the trunk. It doesn't matter.
He said he put it in the trunk and he could smell it in the whole car.
Oh, it does. I did it myself. Here's a good one. Judith just put up. So this is what I did with the skunks that really smelled. I took peroxide, baking soda, and Dawn dish detergent, and I put it in and just rinsed it with that. And believe it or not, the smell went completely away.
Yeah. I actually just watched a Sam Wood video a couple days ago about that very thing. He mixed
think
that
that's
up,
probably where I
washed
got
it
it.
down. Yeah. He said it worked great.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never caught one. I've seen a bunch of them like driving to check traps. I see them dead on the road. I'm like, I'm going to have a skunk. It's going to be, and no, I've never caught one.
this one I had the other day. That one was in a field, just sitting there. When I get off me.
Hey, I'm just learning some things here. Oh, I just put myself on there. How do I do this now? I'll get this all messed up. Who am I missing?
J-Dub.
J-Dub. Did you take yourself out of there?
No, you took me out.
Did I?
Yeah, you highlighted me and then took me out. I see how you are. I'm getting ready to get off here anyway.
Oh, shoot. Hey, remember, I was on my phone the other night touching buttons and taking myself out. So Half Face says he caught one that sprayed before he got to the set, dispatched it, caught a fox a few sets down that smelled like skunk. I guess he got sprayed.
Hey, J-Dub, do you have a goal on how many coyotes you're going for this year?
Nope. Because I went squirrel hunting the other day after a nice rain, walked the entire property that I coyote hunt. I found no scat, no tracks, no hair, no nothing. And the guys that have been up there riding fours this year, hunting so far this year, none of them have seen a coyote. So no, I have no plans. It doesn't look like I'm going to have a very good season, but I've still got those other farms that hopefully will produce at least some content.
Coyotes seem real thick around here this year. I mean, it's every trail cam we put out, we're getting coyotes on.
Yeah, I've got an interesting video. So one of my cameras from last year is still in the woods and it's been running all summer, right on a main intersection. I'll be really curious to see what's on that thing.
Hopefully
I went
got battery life left in it.
Well, and that's the thing. I've left it out all winter before, and the battery is like at halfway. So it does really good on battery. And I just put fresh batteries in the other day, and it was still on. So what? 4 or 5 days ago, I put fresh batteries in it. So, and it was still going. I think it had one more bar of battery left.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to do this year. I'm going to pick up a couple trail cams and dedicate them to sets. Whatever starts to produce, that set's going to get a trail cam on it. That way I can see, one, how the critter works the set and get some good footage for videos.
Make sure when you do that, Nate, so I've got a bunch of them, make sure the trail cam makes its video MP4 or MP3, I think. Because if it's not, you'll have to convert it. And when you convert it, your editing software will destroy it. Mm-hmm. All mine, I cannot get footage off of them. I can get it to the editing software, but as soon as you render it, it destroys it. The whole thing, it just turns to a black screen.
Well, I will have to do some I may have to just take set it on burst and put some stills in.
Yeah, next time I do it, I'll definitely just use stills because I've got a bunch of cameras and I can use one of them. I can get to actually go in and convert it, but all the other ones I can't.
I'm glad you said that, J-Dub, because I got video last week on my trail cams, and I've been doing all kind of research trying to figure out why I can't even view it. And what you're saying makes sense because it's saying it's not formatted for my phone.
I think it's AS24 or something that it formats that a lot of your trail cameras do because it's a cheap format, but your phone wants MP3, I think.
Right.
I don't know. I just gave up doing it. Now I put it on my iPad and I video my iPad screen. That's so much simpler. It's not as good. Yeah, it's not as good, but it works.
So I'm going to be with Illegal Outdoorsman. I'm going for at least one yoke this year. I got to get my first one down, then we'll worry about getting multiples. Livermore has to convert his as well.
Yeah, you've got to convert it. They sell them. I think the trail cameras might cost more, but it depends on what you want to spend on one. I think it's MP4. I don't remember. It's either MP3 or MP4.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea. I mean, I might try it. I'll do some research of different types of cameras and what works best.
I will say YouTube likes MP4 or HS262, whatever the HS one is. That's what YouTube likes. That gives you the best quality. Your cameras and stuff can either shoot MP4 or the HS. So you want everything to be the same format so everything goes in smooth. Once you start mix matching formats, man, it makes a headache.
No, I've got to get a camera. I mean, that's going to be a big thing for me. I'm sick of dealing with the phone. I need to get a camera.
Dude, GoPro is hard to beat.
Yeah. Now the GoPro is so hard to edit with. They did away with the desktop editing. It's all on your phone, and I run out of space really fast shooting in 1080p.
Oh, see, I use my iPad to edit with
I
because my
do
iPad
everything
is
on my
faster
phone.
than my computer.
I do everything on my phone, and like Nate says, I'm always battling that.
Yeah.
I'm always deleting to make room to put something else on.
Yeah, I've got to upload videos in like 720 or something. I got to downgrade it just to have space to process it and upload it. On my phone. I've just got to get a decent camera.
I need to
I
get
do.
something.
I do all mine. I do all mine on my laptop, so I usually don't have any problems. And I have actually been able to take videos off my trail cams and actually put them, into a. Of course, I'm cheap. I use the YouTube Movie Maker, so I got to patch about 3. If I go over 5 minutes, I got to patch it together, but it works.
So I use LumaFusion for all mine, and I put it all on my iPad, and then for my iPad, I do everything else.
Yeah, I do everything through InShot. What I'm realizing I need to do is I need something. My GoPro is not. GoPros are very hard for hunting. You can't zoom. I'm gonna have to. I'm in the market for something, looking for something for more hunting videos. J-Dubs, you're big into that. What do you recommend? Something that's not going to break the bank.
Usually, if you shoot GoPro, you can always shoot 4K and you can zoom in 4 times on your editing software and have the exact same quality as 1080. A lot of people don't know that. That's why you shoot 4K so that you can zoom in and crop in.
Yeah.
Good night, Scott.
4K is a much more dense. The pixels are packed in there much more densely, so you can zoom in and you don't get that real grainy look. You can zoom in 4 times and get to 1080p.
I think I shoot in 4K already, so I already have it. I just got to zoom it in on my editing.
Yep, just take your editing and you can zoom in 4 times. So 4 times whatever you're trying to get in. You start going in further than that, you'll start getting grainy. And then once you
try that.
And once you zoom in your 4 times, you went from a 4K video to a 1080 video. So, keep that in mind. That's all 4K is. It's 1080 4 times.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to try that.
Try that, see if it works. If not, the Canon, what was it, T7i is a good camera with interchangeable lenses. Just do whatever you want to do with.
Yeah, that Canon Rebel EOS is a good one. That's the one I'm looking at.
J-Dub's like my tech support. I don't know how many times I've had to text him over the past year for with questions on stuff. So he's used to this by now.
Yeah, a lot of 4K. That's the only advantage to 4K because 9 times out of 10 people watch 4K on a non-4K screen, so it's not 4K.
Right.
Well, most websites and things don't support 4K. I mean, they're not even uploading in 4K. They're uploading in 1080p. Now, YouTube actually does upload in 4K, but I mean, 4K just kills my storage space. I can take a 64 gig card and take 2 hours of video at 1080p, and it's like 25 minutes at 4K.
Yeah, I have all mine are 180 gig cards because that's the biggest you can put in a GoPro without getting faults pretty reliably.
Yeah,
I mean, you think your 4K videos or 4K is 1080 4 times. So if you have a 10-minute 4K video, what is that? 40 minutes of 4K video. So mine goes from 5 hours on a 1080 video down to 2 hours and 20 minutes or something. So yeah, it kills you. But everything I shoot's 1080. Another secret, YouTube will give your video higher quality if you shoot your video in, how can I say this? Shoot the video in 1080 for your storage space, upload it or render it in 4K, and it'll look like a 4K file, and YouTube will give it a higher quality so your video is clear.
Nice.
So, but I've got to go. I'm gonna go upstairs, see the wife, hang out with her for a little bit, and go to bed.
All right. Thanks for coming
y'all.
in here. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again sometimes. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to you later, J-Dubs.
Later, y'all. Say, you have any questions, text me. Oh, and subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to that channel.
Yep. Later.
And we're down to 3. Illegal, you want to come up? I'll post a link. Trey, anybody? I'll throw it in there. So, yeah, that's what half pace was basically saying. The exact same thing is, if I can post here, give me a second. Yeah, that J-Dub's in here self-promoting, I tell you. Yeah, so YouTube's not watch on a capable screens, yet it's so kind of wasting space on your cards.
Yeah, you can shoot in 4K and edit it like he's talking about, edit it down. I do that a lot of my fishing stuff when I put pictures of trout on Fish Brain and things. I just hold it up to the camera for like 2 seconds. I'm shooting in 4K, usually 40 frames a second, as fast as I can with the GoPro. Or if I shoot in 1080p, I'm shooting 60 frames a second. You're getting 120 pictures to choose from, a real high resolution picture to put on Instagram or wherever.
Mm-hmm. Illegal in the house.
What's up?
How's it going?
It's going.
Was it a basketball game you were at today?
Yes, sir. Basketball. Daughter was playing.
Did she win?
So yesterday they won 1, lost 1, and then today they won 1, and then went to the championship, and we lost in the championship.
Good run though.
Yeah, we did all right. And the team that beat us yesterday was the team that we played in the championship and lost to today. So, yeah. So.
Trey's out checking his trail cameras right now.
And I think Half Pace asked about the biggest coyote that we've caught. Half Pace, the biggest one I've caught was about 33, 34 pounds. Big female.
Old Jake Ramsey always got jokes, I tell you now.
Always. I don't know if I got the best looking beard, but I got the grayest. Yeah, Livermore. Hey, thanks for coming in. He's headed out to bed. No, thank you for being in here, contributing. It's kind of nice getting everybody in here, just shooting it about trapping and stuff like that. And I appreciate you coming in. We'll have a few people over there checking out your release of a bobcat using a tote.
Yeah, we're definitely going to check that one out.
Have a good night, Livermore.
So where are the bunnies and the foxes going, Amanda?
I buy bunnies and foxes. I did see earlier she mentioned something about they were finding some rabbits dead without any reason. Didn't look like there was any reason for them to be dead. Yeah. Trying to make people smell. Well, Box, you had to put it this way. Your stands up. Shoot. Old Ramsey.
Mine don't grow in very good. My old beard, it just don't work. I don't know why. Indian in me, I guess.
Old Freezer Bound's back in the house.
So Freezer Bound.
They're up there by Jakey Crack. Half base going into Ramsey Woods first November. What's an AEP hunt? So what's one of your favorite sets to set?
got to be the
Everybody got
dirt
a
hole.
The dirt hole.
Dirt hole. Dig a big dirt hole, and I'm not going. This year, I'm probably talking 5 or 6 inch dirt hole. I want to put a possum in there. Big dirt holes. I'm going really big this year. But it really just depends. We talk about a dirt hole's probably the #1 producer when I'm just trapping your regular dog. But now once people start trying to trap them and they get a little educated, if I can find where they're traveling, it's got to be a blind set. That especially that Mafia set. You set 2 traps together with a dropping of some sort between them, something in between them. They say don't put a rock. I've put a big rock. They're gonna step over that rock and either step in the first trap or land in the second one coming from either direction. That Mafia set is hard to beat, but it's definitely got to be a dirt hole is my go-to.
I only trapped for 15 days, so I don't really have a trap that I like or a set that I like. I just do whatever.
Most of my lines dirt holes, but my favorite has been since last year. I started running the urine post, and I only started it towards the end of the season, and it worked out pretty good for me. So I'm gonna say urine post just because it's fresh on me from last year to how productive that was if you find the right spots.
Yeah, urine post's a good one. That's what I caught the turkey in.
Have a good one, Mark. Thanks for being in here. So I'm gonna go with the blind set. Of course, I do a lot of I do dirt holes, but I never the first year I that's all I did was the dirt hole, and then I just found a real nice. It was a raccoon trail. I knew there was raccoon going down there. I just plopped in did a blind set, just plopped it right in the trail, put a stick on the wet edge of it, and of course it stepped over. It was actually the biggest raccoon I've ever caught. And then I caught a skunk and red fox the very next day in the same set, in a blind set. So I've set a lot of blind sets now.
They're hard to beat.
I've been watching a lot of Ed Snyder. What is it? Kansas Trap Line, I believe is his channel, or it's his channel. But he does a real big. It's called an RJ set, and really what it is just a really big dirt hole. It's really like visual. And I noticed over the years I've been using way too small of a dirt hole. I mean, I'm way too small. I mean, I have to really make these a lot bigger and more visual than I've been doing.
Yeah, I watched Clint Locklear do it. He's like Judith said, that gas-powered auger. He's using like a 6 or something inch auger. He just runs down in the ground like 3 feet. He says you want to make a dirt hole that you're going to use a coyote gland lure at. Well, it needs to look like a coyote's dug there, not some little mouse hole with a coyote gland lure on it. Make it big. So yeah, you could probably stick a beaver in that hole that he dug. It was massive.
Judith Davis says, "Step down dirt hole." She likes that.
That's hard to beat. You got to make them commit their weight to step down in there to smell that hole. They got to commit their weight for it.
So I know we answered this already, but I don't know if Half Pace was in here or not. He's asking what your main target species is. So we'll let Illegal go here because he's only been trapping 6 days. But what do you want to catch?
Coyote. That's my main one. Hang on.
Coyote. I know.
Child down.
Mine's gonna be
Nate's
coyote.
Coyote. D's going coyote. Jakey Crack, you still going coyote?
Yeah, I mean, because coyotes, what I'll probably catch. But really, I would like to get a bobcat or a fisher. I mean, that would Pennsylvania. That's more the prize for us. But what am I going to dedicate more of my time to? It's definitely coyotes.
Right. I'm gonna set for coyote and hope for some fox.
You know what? I haven't yet to catch a fox, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't catch a fox, but I cannot catch a fox, so I'll take a fox.
I don't think we've got a whole lot of fox around here. I've only caught a couple. One was trying to get at my chickens, and I put it down. It was super, super mangy. It only had about half of its fur. I just dispatched it and buried it. But yeah, I don't. It's just like possum or skunks. I don't know why they're here. I just don't catch skunks. Don't catch fox. I catch mainly. I target obviously coyotes. I catch a lot of coyotes, but I do catch quite a few bobcats. So we're going to put tags on them this year.
Yeah.
I usually have fox that run around where my cabin is, but I haven't seen them this year. Not on any of the trail cams,
Froze up.
but I'm definitely seeing the coyotes here.
Sorry, Boxy. Chaos in my house.
Been there before.
Yeah, hang on.
One thing I definitely want to try more this year is water trapping. I'm looking forward to that coming in because I will be up here for more of my water trapping. So I got the beaver ponds that I could go for muskrat in. I'm right on the river here, so
Right.
looking forward to some mink and maybe some. I got the hags bracket, so I'm gearing up towards it.
Yeah, I got a bag of those hags. I've put them on several traps. I'm hoping this hunting property is has some water on it. He said there's some little streams, so we're going to see what we get into there. But yeah, I'd like to get on some water. I don't think there's any beaver. I haven't heard anything about beaver, but certainly can pick up some raccoons and some other little, maybe some mink. I don't know what kind of water we're talking.
Yeah. I like just trapping the little creeks, trying to, I want to target for mink, but we have the muskrat, and of course, mink hunt muskrat too. So if I'm catching muskrat, I'm putting in the sets for the mink. But I've caught 3, so I want to catch more. I think they're just pretty cool to catch.
I wanna try putting a piece of tinfoil on the pan of your trap. I watched, I can't remember his channel name, but Brad Hill is his name. I watched him put a piece of tinfoil on there and put it in the water, and he was catching coon like that. I definitely want to try that. That seems like it'd be cool.
Oh yeah, they try to pick up and touch anything shiny.
Yep.
It'd be neat to catch something or catch coon like that.
I don't remember if I read it in a book or saw it on a video, but somebody had put like epoxy and sand on their trap pan. They had a fox, I think, that was just refusing traps. It kept digging traps up, and they set out some traps that had epoxy with sand on the pans, and they caught the digger fox. I mean, it had something that it was scratching around on that sandpaper stuff. Got him.
Hey,
another one they say to do is a little crawdad fishing lure. You can tie that to your trap pan too. That'll work supposedly.
Nice.
I actually spotlighted the river last night. Everybody spotlights the field for deer. I was spotlighting the river on the opposite bank, and I was really surprised how many coon were out there in the middle. I was really surprised how many deer were out in the middle of the river, just like they were fishing, just standing in the middle of the river. I mean, it's super low right now, but I've never seen deer in water as many as I've seen in the 10 miles. That pretty long stretch of road. You just drive right down the side of the river, but spotlight the whole way. And I mean, I was amazed with how many raccoon and deer I'd seen in the river. And that was just last night. So
yeah, we're pretty dry right now. So I'm sure there's the water source. You probably got all the deer in that area.
Yeah, I couldn't put I wouldn't be able to kayak in the Clarion right now. It'd be on the bottom everywhere.
Don't trust 3/8 fiberglass rod. Wire the trap off also. coon and beaver are attracted to apple just as a muskrat.
Yeah, they said I've heard the same thing. If you set up a mink box like a 160 or something in a box, you're gonna get a raccoon. Something's gonna stick its head in there or stick its hand in there and get caught. Always stake those down too, because now you got it by the leg and he'll haul your trap off. It may not kill that the big coon that sticks his arm in there. So always wire those off or stake them down.
He's glued half face is glued rubber minnows on his trap pans and caught coon that way. Ramsey, he doesn't. Jakey Crack, Jake doesn't, or Jake doesn't like us spotlighting over here in PA.
Oh, ain't they allowed to do that over in Ohio?
No, you're not even allowed to use your headlights from your vehicle.
Neither are we in Oklahoma. We're not supposed to.
Spotlighting is one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
Like if you get caught spotlighting, you get in some big trouble over here.
We can spotlight coyotes and pigs, but you get caught spotlighting deer, you're done.
See, you can't even you can't use an artificial light to hunt coyotes at night. You can hunt them at night, but you can't use a light.
How do you hunt them at night without a light?
Yeah, how's that happen?
You gotta use thermal or night vision scopes, which is like $1,200. So illegal, don't hunt coyotes at night.
I think y'all are just dangerous. You're gonna go out here and hunt coyotes in the dark with no light.
Who cares if Bob's down on the other end of the field down there, you know?
Yeah. Be fine. Be fine. You put your vest on, right? All right, go put your vest on.
As long as you got your Hunter Orange on, you know.
Oh man.
Don't matter in the dark.
Thermals.
Gray Muse, what's up?
Here
oh, now what's up? What'd you say, Jakey?
Thermals or night vision. That just passed here in Pennsylvania. So I think you're allowed to use them now. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a couple years since I went out hunted at night, but I think it just passed. I know everybody's been pretty excited about it.
Passed in Kansas too.
It's called jacklight.
It's called jacklighting. We can't even look at them with our headlamps if we are running traps in Ohio. They're strict on that here. They are very strict. I do know that.
I mean, everybody still does it here, but you're not. I mean, if you get caught, it's not good.
Right.
Well, now we've got no closed season, no bag limits on coyotes and pigs here. So I don't expect it's going to be too much longer before we're like J-Dub with no closed season on trapping for coyotes.
See, that's the way we are. We don't have a season on coon, and we don't have a season on coyotes or hogs. So we can trap them all year, but anything else you catch, basically, you got to let go.
Yeah, I don't see us seeing trapping going year round for the coyotes just because of the simple fact that incidental catches a fox.
Yep.
We don't have the fox numbers to support that, I don't think. But we are allowed to hunt them year round. There is no closed season. I believe you don't even need a hunting license to shoot them.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have a basic hunting license here, but with that you can hunt them year round.
Yeah, same here.
So we have to either have our fur harvesters or hunting license to shoot them all year long.
Now there's a couple times a year where you need a fur bearer's license to be able to hunt them, and the only reason that is because it's during the overlap of a rifle season for deer.
Yeah.
So the only way you're able to hunt them if you use your deer tag is by having a fur bearer's license. So you have to have it if you're just coyote hunting because you already killed a buck. We're only allowed one buck here in Pennsylvania, so that happens a lot.
Yeah.
How many does are you allowed?
Technically by 3 tags, but special regulations is on top of that. So, like right now, I have 5 doe tags. I have the 3 that I'm allotted, then I have 2 in special regulations, and I could buy unlimited in special regulations. Where I live in Pittsburgh, it's a special regulation area, so you can buy pretty much as many doe tags as you want to go out and shoot.
We can kill a total of 8 deer, but we can only have 2 bucks, and 2 of them deer or 2 of them does are in a special time, like a special hunt, is when you can kill them. But the rest of the time, it's 6 deer altogether, and then 2 in the special hunt, so you can kill 8 altogether.
Hey, have a good night, Line Cook. Thanks for being in here.
And I ain't killed one yet.
All right, Half Face, take it easy. I appreciate everybody coming in and supporting me and talking trapping tonight.
Later, Line Cook. Later, Half Face. We can take 6 here. We take 2 bucks and 4 antlerless, and you can pick up bonus antlerless tags. I don't know if there's a limit on those. So I know you can take 6 plus.
We're limited $1, and I think it's 3 doe tags here. But here it's $20 a tag. So you shoot a buck, if you shoot a deer, you got to go buy another tag for $20.
Well, Boxy will know this one, but in Pennsylvania, listen how messed up our system is. You can buy your hunting license at a store online, but then you do your doe tags, you have to actually send it to the county treasurer. It used to be the county treasurer of the county you wanted to hunt to get that tag for that one. Now it's it's sort of a universal, so you could send them to any county treasurer and get them, but then you can only have up to a certain date, and then non-residents have a certain amount of time, and then it becomes like there's over the counter, you can buy them at certain dates. So there's a whole schedule you have to follow, and it all starts in about July. So hunting just ain't a fall thing in Pennsylvania, because you got to be worried about these doe licenses in July. Here, look, Foxy's breaking it out. Look at all this you have to do.
Yeah, it's July 13th, residents put in. July 20th, non-residents. August 3rd was unsold first round. Then August 17th is unsold second round. And then August 24th, you can do over-the-counter sales, but it's just 2B, 5C, and 5D. So it's just certain management units. And then October 5th, you could we're already archery hunting. I think that's the first day. It was August 5th, I think, this year. But then you can actually buy it for all the other management units.
So, like,
another
Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Another thing that happens here is, some of our areas are very, they give out less doe tags, and some of the areas are heavily hunted. Like where I'm at right now, my camp usually sells that. So, if you're not up on those dates, you might not get a doe tag. So, like some of the areas that don't sell as many doe tags, you don't have to worry about that. But like where I'm at in my camp, I mean, that's a high demand area with a low amount of doe tags. So, I got 2 this year, so I was lucky. I even got the bonus up here. That's 2 years in a row I got the bonus tag up here. That's there's been years where I didn't get them because luck of the draw.
Yeah, we don't even put tags on them anymore. We just punch our card out and we call it in. They give us a number to write down on our little piece of paper that we got. You get 6 regardless.
Everything
you don't buy anything.
Everything with Oklahoma is all done on the app now.
Yeah.
All right. I want to say goodnight to Best Friend Outdoors, Dunlap 2423. And Amanda's got a question. So, Amanda, you going to come up on panel and ask this question, or you going to ask this question in the chat? She wants to interrupt us, guys. That's what she says. Thanks, Miss Mo. I just don't want to interrupt. Oh, don't want to interrupt them. All right, Amanda, what's the question? Or you want to come up on panel? I can drop the link. Amanda.
You guys hear those coyotes
Right.
yelping in the background? No. I got coyotes probably a half mile behind me yelping.
All right. What's your question, Amanda?
I think her question was if she could ask a question.
That was the question. We just get sportsman's license. We don't get tags and honor system with 3 bucks, 3 does, 2 additional does with archery. That's cool. So Mo says she could hear them, Trey. She has earbuds in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is here, Judith. I mean, we get $2 for 4 antlerless. You shoot it, call it in. They'll give you a number to keep track. It's on your own accord, and you can pick up bonus antlerless. I think like they're probably $10-20 a piece, bonus antlerless tags, but that's all included with the sportsman license.
Okay, so here's her question. Here we go. I'll post it up here. Oop. So what Amanda wants to know is she wants to tan bunny hide and was wondering if you know how to tan them. I do have an answer to that. If nobody else does. So Amanda, what you want to look up on YouTube, because of course you can find anything there, is it's called alum tan. You actually use aluminum sulfate and water, and there's like a little ritual you got to do. You put it in there, and I think it's you stir it for so long or whatever. Well, then after so many days, then you'll take that hide out of there, and you snap dry it or wring it out. And then as it's drying, you want to start pulling the fur or the skin. What it'll do is it'll actually turn to a white. And what you're doing is you're breaking all those fibers in the actual skin, and it makes it real soft and pliable. But I would go with the alum tanning. It seems like with rabbit, that's the way to go. There's other tanning methods out there, but alum
you can
tan.
use the brain.
Yeah, there's brang or the brain tanning, the egg.
There's a channel I've watched do rabbit tanning. It's called Good Simple Living, and they do a step-by-step process on how to do it.
Yeah, so these ones here that I self-tanned, some of them didn't go as well as others, but they are tanned. They're not, some aren't as pliable, but I use the alum tanning. It's aluminum sulfate with water. That's all it is. Salt. You got to use salt too. Sorry about that.
Now, Boxy, do you still have to break when you do that? Do you still have to break the fibers when you do it with the alum tanning?
Yeah. Yep. You still have to break the. See if I can get this muskrat off the wall here. But yeah, so like I said, here, let me. I'll try not to take anybody off of here. So what I have here is this is the muskrat that I did, and you'll see where I didn't get it quite as good, but see how it's really white. You can do it a lot better than that. This was the very first thing I did, and it came out all right. You can see it's pliable and everything. I was able to do what I wanted with it. But for me to turn it back inside out, I actually had to cut the case a little bit. But I just wanted it. That was my very first muskrat that I caught, so I can hang. I just wanted to hang it on the wall.
Yeah, I got to learn how to do all that stuff. I don't know nothing about doing any of that yet. I got to watch some videos.
Illegal, are you making stuff? Because if you're just selling fur, we don't tan them before we sell them. You just scrape the hides and dry them.
I don't even know what I'm doing yet, honestly.
We've all
Newbie.
been there.
Newbie.
You're welcome, Amanda.
What are you doing, Trey? What's your plan?
For trapping season,
Yeah, are you just gonna sell, or are you gonna?
I'm
Or
going
you
to check
gonna-
with the local buyer and see how it's going, depending on what he tells me. So I've still got all my raccoons from last year in the freezer still.
I lost a good bit of raccoons last year. Actually, they were hanging in my basement when the March, and when I came to camp for 85 days, I left them there. And by the time I got back, they had some mold on them. So I ended up losing, I think, 14 coons. Luckily, all my coyotes were good. They either were sold or are still in the freezer. So I did lose 14 coons last year in the basement. But I don't know what I'm going to do with my fur as well. I mean, I'd like to sell it, but I don't know. I grow too attached to this stuff. I always want to make stuff out of it, and I end up spending more money. And I mean, this is just, it's crazy how much money I spend doing this.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put up everything I catch. I mean, mainly coyotes, bobcat, and raccoons this year. I don't care if the prices are low. I'll cover gas money, lures, maybe a few traps. I mean, I'll get something from it plus whatever I get paid to remove the coyotes. So I'm gonna put up a lot of fur this year.
My buddy always tells me, he says, "Yeah, be a fur trader, not a fur collector." And I try to follow that, but it's tough when you're not getting no money for this stuff, and you find some value in it. So that's why I asked the question about the alum tanning, because that would help me justify keeping some of this stuff if I could do some home tanning, which I wanted to do on them coon. That's why they were still hanging in the basement. That just didn't get to it this year.
Yeah, that's I think I want to try and keep a couple raccoons, maybe get them tanned and try to make some coon skinned hats. Let me try and say that properly. I have 2 grandkids, so it'd be kind of cool to make them a hat. So I'm going to try to catch a couple and do that with it. But other than that, it's about getting rid of them, trying to sell them somewhere. Because just like Nate said, I'm not out to make money trapping, but it'd be nice if what I do trap can at least help buy some lures or a trap or 2 here or there. So,
hey, Boxy, you should look into R&R Trading Post too. I don't know if you follow them on Facebook or anything. They're great, and you send them your furs, and they make stuff and everything for you. But R&R Trading Post, they go to a lot of the shows. So anybody that's been to any of the local shows, they've met them. They're great. They do some awesome stuff too. My buddy got a raccoon jacket made, and he got his wife a red fox jacket. I mean, they're amazing. They're gonna do my mountain man hat, the black coyote. So it's cool because they'll work with you with your fur. You send them your fur, and they'll make it without your fur. So
yeah, I might have to try that. So Ramsey's saying illegal. You're catching possums, and Trey, you're catching house cats. That's the plan this year.
Hey, the plan is for the plan is for everybody to catch a bunch of possums this year. That's the plan. With the possum contest.
I got a possum last night.
But I'm sure that I will catch a bunch of possums.
Yeah. So Judas is saying that the castor price is getting up there pretty close to $90 a pound.
yeah, that's the only money in trapping right now is castor.
And skunk essence. It was like $30 an ounce or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try to extract any more skunk essence than that gets thrown at me.
I'm gonna try it this year. I want to try it.
Those alter egos saying for time if you can, and you are on panel, make sure you can run YouTube on another tab for Boxy.
Yeah, you're going on 3 devices here, bud.
That's awesome because I'm going to put you to sleep tonight. Remember, Nate? I don't know. Do I need to start singing like "Good Night"? I don't know.
Just speak softly.
Just softly.
Speak softly, yes. So we're going to showcase tonight Ramsey country. Speak like that.
Hey, Box, you getting any rain over your way? I thought we were supposed to have a rain out tomorrow. I'm seeing I might be able to get out and get a hunt tomorrow morning.
You know, that's the whole thing. I don't. We were supposed to get some rain. We had a little bit of sprinkles, and it hasn't rained yet. And I had us getting rain this afternoon all the way through to Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get pounded with rain, and it's not looking like it now.
Yeah, no. Hopefully not. It looked like it went south. So you're up at camp. So if you're probably down in Pittsburgh, you'd probably got it. Ramsey's saying that we need to start making traps or lures. That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna try making lure this year. I'm waiting to shoot my first deer. I'm gonna make out of some scraps. I'm gonna make a venison bait. Try it. You ever tried any of that, Boxy? You ever did anything like that?
Actually, I did, and I'm gonna try it this year. So I actually I took some venison that actually was old. It was some old meat that was back in the back of the freezer. So I got that out. I let it set out for a couple of days. Put some what is that? Sodium sorbate, or I forget what it is. You got to put in there, but put that in there so it stops it from fermenting. But then I put I had some beaver castor and
Sodium
I had
benzoate.
Yeah, that's it. Sodium benzoate. That's it. Put a little bit of that in there, and then I put beaver castor. I had some mink glands, and I put a little bit of canned dog food mixed in with it. And that was just because I had some dog food that I was going to use for bait at one time, and it was just sitting there. So I said, "Well, I'm throwing it in the bucket." So we'll get to see. I'm going to make some videos of just using that, and then of course I'm going to use the professional baits that I'll probably be catching a lot of poosums on the old Boxy bait.
Last year I did a liver bait. Everybody talks about deer liver, and I eat the heart, but I cannot do liver of any sorts. So I took deer liver. I figured, all right, everybody talks about how good it was, and I made a bait out of it. And I did catch a coyote on it, but this year I'm actually going to I'd like to do some liver, the deer liver, and then I want to do beaver tail oil. I have the beaver tail from last year that I was going to cut up and put into it. If not, I could do the oil, buy the oil, and so I'm hoping that works. But I'm going to do the same thing you did with the sodium benzoate and all that. And then Livermore says the Daub solution's pretty self-explanatory. So I was thinking about I actually got the Daub solution too to try something. So
right.
My plan, I got some deer meat, freezer burnt deer meat in the freezer, so I'm gonna grind it up and put some stuff in it too. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it this year.
Right now, I'm just using Soul Taker.
Soul Taker.
Yep.
It just says you want poosums, use the sardines.
That ain't no joke. That's why I caught a bunch of possums last year, because I used a lot of sardines when I wasn't using Oak Fusky's bait. I was using sardines because I didn't have nothing else.
Amanda Thompson, have a good day. Be safe.
Bye, Amanda.
Have a blessed day.
Bye, Amanda.
Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting. It'll be probably something that you guys are all going to know this if it happens, is if I catch my first coyote on my own bait and I spend all this money on all this stuff and I catch it on Boxy bait.
You know what? I've been doing a lot of research over the summer, and I'm reading a lot of people don't use bait, and that was sort of one of my things that I want to definitely do this year is to get away from the bait, especially in the early season. Just going with a Glen lure or Yorin type thing. I don't know. I've always been a heavy bait, heavy Glen. I throw everything at every set, but I think I need to start maybe diversifying a little bit. That's one of the reasons I'm happy about getting that logbook. I can start really tracking what I'm doing with everything.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, I go the other way. I don't use a whole lot of lure, but I will put a big wad of meat bait, bobcat or beaver. Something's going in the hole, and that really gets their attention. I don't use a whole lot of lure. I think this year I'm going with more natural bait, probably trap some squirrels or rabbits or roadkill, things like that, because I think from what the research I've done, they're a lot less leery of natural things than they are of processed baits because a lot of them are strong. So they're a little bit more skeptical of that. But you throw a dead squirrel in a hole, and now they're a lot less freaked out by that than they are, a big wad of skunk smelling meat. It's just kind of odd.
Yeah. I actually took we had done a whole chicken once, and I took just the scraps in the body of it, and I made a big old hole and stuffed it down in there, and I thought for sure I was going to get a coyote or a fox or something like that. Big old raccoon actually, and then so I took him out of there and put her back in there, and the next day I caught a possum, and then I didn't catch nothing in it after that.
Them daggum possums.
I will put in the most. I mean, it looks like you couldn't have made a better dirt hole if you put your dog out there and let it just dig in it. It looks amazing. Get that set up, bait, lure. It looks good. Roll out next day. Got a 4-pound possum. looks like a fat squirrel sitting there. Just can't even pull the trap out of the bed. I'm like, why do I even get out of bed some days?
Yeah. So Ramsey, he's not a trapper, he says, but he says he thinks people do tend to use too much scent and lure. Kind of the same for deer season as well. Which you can get caught up in that, I do believe.
Yep. I like to use something that's not. Sometimes I'll go tainted. Sometimes I want on the bait, but just some kind of meat. Like I say, it could be bobcat or beaver. But really, really light on the lure. I've seen big wads of lure. Lure is really concentrated, really strong. Mm-hmm. So you just need, like the size of a pea or maybe the end of a Q-tip. Very little. They're very sensitive. Their noses are very sensitive. So you don't need that much. That kind of freaks them out too. But definitely I go pretty heavy on the bait. Just some kind of meat because they're gonna have to have a reason to stick around. Once they come to the set, they see it, get eye appeal or a little bit of lure gets them there. They're gonna need some reason to stay. And a big chunk of meat in a hole, something that they think that's been buried in a hole or whatever, that gives them a reason to stay and work your set. So the meat keeps them there. The lure just gets them there. A lot of times I won't use lure, but very, very light on the lure if you're going to use it.
Right. So of course I have DPs, and I always, do the golf ball trick on top of the DPs. Well, I don't know if it was somebody on YouTube or whatever, but someone had mentioned about using a golf ball and putting that actually, put your bait in there and then put the golf ball right on top of it. Because a lot of people use like sheep's wool. They use the golf ball because it's white, and it actually once they get over there, that's what's going to make them pay attention. And well, the only thing I ever caught was a raccoon in that set, but it probably thought there was a nice white egg down there at the bottom that it was trying to get. But have you guys tried anything like that, or?
No, this year I have painted, I think 4 or 5 of my dog proofs white. All of my other traps get sprayed black or green, something dark. But I've painted a few of those white just because everybody said the same thing. Something to get their attention. The white will stand out. Get them over there to work your set. We're gonna see how those fare against my regular dark green ones and everything else. But I don't put anything on them. I usually just fill them full of cat food. I don't have any top secret special bait that I use. I mean, cheap cat food. It works fine. I am going to add a little bit of fish oil this year, just around the area to kind of get their attention over there. But other than that, no.
I'm done with the fish oil. It's too messy. My DP bag is just a mess. It's a bag. It's like it's an actual Walmart one of their blue reusable bags is what I use for all my DP stuff. And I mean that fish oil just gets everywhere. I'm done with it. I'm not even buying it ever again. It's just too messy.
Yeah, I use cat food and honey buns on my DPs.
My secret. Well, I don't know if it's a secret, but my one of my tricks was always vanilla extract. That always seemed to get them in on me too.
And I'll put a golf ball on top of them.
I like the anise. I use anise oil. Kind of smells like the black licorice. Yeah. And I actually usually I don't put it. Sometimes I'll put it on the lip of the DP, but usually it's like maybe a little tree branch up, up above or around it. I actually put it up there so that way the wind blow. In my mind, the wind will help disperse that smell.
Right. Yeah. I've done that with coyote sets. Instead of taking that, a lot of people make a video and they always say, bait in the hole, lure on the back of the hole, walk away. Sometimes I won't put the lure on the back of the hole. Sometimes I'll put the lure 4 feet up the tree. They don't care. They're not there for the lure. I just want it to carry to get around. If you're up on a ridge, don't put it down in a hole. Put it up high somewhere, a couple feet off the ground, where that wind will carry it around.
Yeah.
You see, this is why I like this stream, man, for sure, because I'm learning a lot.
Heck yeah, we want you to be catching all them twosome this year.
I gotta get that trophy.
Try to drive a couple hours to get a trophy.
Like Nate just said about the wind too. I always try to set my sets so that I always go out of the northwest during trapping season, usually be a predominant wind. So I try to put all my sets aiming that way so that the animal's going to work in from instead of going past it and coming back around. Then you get a chance they're going to walk over the back.
Well, your lure is just to get them in. I don't care if that thing's 6 foot up in a tree. If it's carrying to where that dog's coming, I mean, they have a good nose. There's no sense in putting it down in the hole. They're going to smell the bait when they get close. Get that lure up where it'll travel a little bit.
So Judah says the best bait would be two roadkill rabbits. You grind them up. You add 2 ounces of mouse oil, some sodium benzoate, and jar 4. You get about 4 jars full.
So what do you grind your bait up with? I do not make bait.
I use my wife's blender.
Beautiful.
Now I got my own little blender.
I actually just got a little hand grinder that I actually just picked up at a flea market. I actually just bought it about 2 weeks ago, and that's what I plan on using.
Yeah, I've got an old food processor. Yeah.
I just got to remember this one's for bait and not for the deer. I don't want to be mixing the two. Might have a little my burger might have a little taste to it, a little health bite to it.
Judith uses an electric grinder as well.
Yeah, I imagine if you got into bait making, I would get something dedicated. But I've got an old food processor I might use.
That's kind of the thing that I used. The other thing I think a grinder would be a little bit better. Just it kept getting caught in the little knives on me, but I got it done up enough to where I think it'll be fine. It's just a little chunky, but like you said, I'm gonna just put a couple chunks down in the hole there, probably about a teaspoonful. I think it'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
All right, hey, I'll be back here in a minute. It's time to get everybody ready for bed. So I'll be back.
In a bit.
I'm gonna jump off here too, Boxy. It's looking like we're not gonna have rain in the morning, so looks like I
Yeah.
can actually get out an archery hunt. I was expecting to get to sleep in because there was gonna be rain.
That's so my plan is get up early morning, check the radar, see if there's anything in the area. If not, I'm gonna hit the stand. If there is, Boxy's probably gonna go live. We're gonna cook something up, maybe an omelet or something. Got to have breakfast, right?
Still got some of that mushroom left?
Yeah, I got just a little bit. Matter of fact, the other night, well, it'd been last night. I cooked up probably about another third of that, and I just sat there and I was on Trapper Jay's live, and well, I went live and then we went back into Trapper Jay's. Well, I ended up I was standing there cooking. I cooked about a third of that, and I just sat there and just that stuff is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it.
Nice.
Not in an omelet though. I would rather go with the morel mushroom, just because it's got a meatier base to it. There's hen of the woods than the morel does. So like you actually you actually chew on the mushroom. Well, in an omelet, it's kind of like you're still chewing on the mushroom, and all your other ingredients are ready to go down the gullet.
Right. Yeah, cook that up with a steak or something.
Yeah, very good, very good. So now I'm going to be on the lookout for that if I ever find some.
Oh, I've been looking for chicken in the woods for the past, I don't know how many times. I've almost been in accidents for the past 2 weeks looking for chickens.
You found some?
Yeah, they're easy though. They stick out. I can't find a hen for nothing. I mean, they're too camouflaged. The chickens sort of stick out.
Yeah, they're nice and yellow. I got to see here. Just got a text from my wife trying to sleep. See, I got to talk in that voice. Maybe I can put her to sleep.
Do it. Me too. You just talk like that.
Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna get off here, but thanks for having me, Boxy, and appreciate it. It was fun.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, guys. Yeah, really appreciate it, Jakey, and we got to hook up sometime. I know Freezer Bound. I was talking to them too. Matter of fact, he's in here. We got to figure out. We're all too close to each other not to. I know you've already know Freezer Bound, but maybe we can all hook up sometime.
Yeah, I've been on a really tear here the past couple of weeks trying to get everything ready for winter here, but I'm pretty close. I think within the next week I should be pretty much done. So I'll be glad that's all over with. I mean, it's just it's pretty crazy right now in my life with running back and forth to the city and getting everything. So, but I got a pretty big thing coming up next week. I'm saying next week I'll make the video next week, but the video probably won't release for a couple of days after that. But I got a pretty big video coming up. I got one I made right now that I'll be editing. So it ain't the video. It ain't the next video. The next video after that is going to be a pretty big one. That'll be the new trapping vehicle setup and everything. So appreciate everybody, and thanks for having me.
Sweet. Well, good luck, Jakey.
Yeah. Hey, Nate. Yeah, man. Thanks for that trap. And like I said, we're going to do some. I want to do some. What I want to do with that trap is there's going to be some like long weekend type things, and I'm going to do like a one trap deal. And I'm going to use you. I'm going to run your one trap since that's my only. It's the oddball trap. You know what I mean? That's in that way. I'll get your name out there. We'll be talking about you every week if we have a catch. So
sweet.
It's pretty. It's pretty. Let's see if it does the job.
Oh yeah, I had a catch for you, bud.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks, everybody.
Already had Jakey cracks.
Well, Boxy, how long are you going to be on here?
I was gonna go up till midnight, but we can. I might actually close it down here real shortly, so I'm not sleeping outside.
No doubt. Yeah, I got to get up about 5 a.m. to go to work.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
stay for a few more minutes anyway.
Let me see here. I'm at 3 hours and 29 minutes. So got a couple people coming in here. Does anybody have a question? We'll maybe stay on here another 5 minutes. Anybody in the chat got any questions? I know Mo, you're in here, and you mentioned that you're not a trapper and stuff, that you don't have nothing to. You got to have questions. Got any question for any of us?
That's the next victim.
He's already been a victim.
He's right. Oh, that's funny. Hey, thanks, Judith. I really appreciate it, and of course, all your contributions to this particular subject that we were talking. You got a lot of good advice, and appreciate you guys coming in. What? Pondum's in here?
What's up, Pondy?
Holy smokes, Pondums. We just talked about you eating bobcat. Look at all the beefcakes on panel. Illegal just got up.
That.
What have you been up to, Pondy? Journey North in the house. Trapped your whole life, but moved here to Alaska 3 years ago. Whole new ball game.
No doubt.
I bet
You need to look at a guy that his channel's called Black Trapper, and he does a video called Stuff Northern Trappers Say. The first one is like, what's a dirt hole? Saw y'all are on 8 foot, 10, 20 foot of snow. What's a dirt hole? Said you run raccoons with dogs. That's cute. We run bears.
Yeah, that's funny.
Talking about how we got 25-pound coons down here. We must be starving our raccoons.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that sheetrock, man, that dust. I like hanging it. I'll hang it, tape it. That's about all I want to do with drywall.
I wear a respirator whenever I'm sweeping up the dust. That stuff's a carcinogen for sure.
Yeah, Freezer Bound, go ahead and send me the pics. I'm not probably the one to give you the thumbs up on whether they're good traps for yotes or not, but as I think it was Nate that said earlier on that really anything, probably about a number 2 and up, you could probably use for yotes.
Yeah, I go number 2. I run some MB 550s and a lot of K9 Extremes. Anything I like size 3. Generally speaking, I'll run the biggest thing I can put in the ground legally.
Yep. Good night, Ramsey. Thanks for coming in, bud.
Yeah, I found Kansas. We can go to an 8-inch jaw spread on the land.
Yeah, if I could go 8 inches, I would be running Judith Davis 4-coil TS85. I guess that still wouldn't be legal.
Bigger can be used in water.
We'll see you, Jakey. I think the TS85s are 8.5. They still wouldn't be legal there. No, we can run 7.5 inches here. So if the Beaver Extremes weren't so expensive, I would run nothing but Beaver Extremes for coyotes. That being the case, I run K9 Extremes, and they're like 6.5, 6 5/8.
I know.
Yeah, we can use the 220 conibears on land, and that we have an 8-inch conibear spread too that we can use. So
nice. Yeah, Freezer Bound 6-inch traps are probably number 3. Number 2 are like 5.5. Number 3 are usually 6 1/4, 6.5. So those are probably good for coyotes. anything size 2. Yeah, Jakey says he caught a few in the 1.75s. A lot of people, and you can look at the kits on F&T. They'll sell you a kit with a 1.75 for a predator, and they say it's big enough for a coyote. But I mean, I'm not trying to just barely get a hold of fingers. I want to get him up at the armpit.
Right.
Yeah.
So here in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to set a land trap that exceeds 6.5 inches.
Yeah. We're
Um,
7.5 for the leg hold. We can set 220s on land. 330s have to be, I think, half submerged in the water.
Yep. Same here.
So here in Pennsylvania, we are not allowed to set body gripping traps outside of a watercourseway, marsh, pond, or dam.
Journey, I bought some MB 650s. They are outstanding traps, but I like the K9 Extremes better. You check out the Beaver Extremes from No BS Lures. I think they sell them through F&T now. They're just starting to get the line. But I really like I'm a big Minnesota brand fan. I love the MB 550s, but the 650s versus the dogless K9 Extremes, yeah, it was a hands down win for the No BS Lures.
Right. You guys know, if you watch my channel, I had bought a bunch of Duke 175s. I do slight modifications to it, and I do like the Bridgers though, the dogless Bridgers. So I don't know if I'm going to go switch over to those or not, but my whole thing is until I get private land, I've already had a couple traps stolen, so I go as cheap as I possibly can, and can't beat the 175s. I put a heavier chain on it, and
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I were running into trap theft, I would probably run Bridgers or maybe Dukes. I'm not a Duke fan. They're cheap, but the pan's set way too high. You know, I don't know about the new 550s and stuff. I just buy the MB 550s. But
Right.
yeah, definitely go cheap as you can if you're running a line where you're losing a lot of traps to theft.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do know on those Duke 175s, I do have to definitely adjust for my pan, and I did find that if I actually night latch them, that my pan does sit a lot more level and flat than the ones that I don't.
Yeah, you can flatten them out pretty good, but it's just the way the pan attaches to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a stamped piece. It just,
Mm-hmm.
if you look, I'll show you in one of my videos that No BS Lures and the MB 550. Look how deep in the trap the pan is when it's set. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably 1/4 of an inch or more below the jaws to the top of the pan. And that MB or the Duke traps, they tend to set up a lot higher. I like them to step deep into the trap. And I love dogless traps. I have definitely went. That's why I like those K9s. I love the dogless traps. They just have a much bigger pan.
Yeah, that's what I think. Probably the next traps I do buy, I think I'm going to try to get some dogless traps. Definitely going to try those. So
Yeah.
Jakey's mentioning here that so that's always been something that I've thought about too. So, you know, I told you guys about us not using conibears on land unless it's in a water course or waterway. So the question is what do you consider a water course and waterway? And is that at regular level, or, you know, so we got a lot of sketchy things.
Hey, that's where my pan sits on my number 3 Dukes.
Right. Well, you see, just even when it's level, that thing's going to be 1/4 of an inch or more above the top of the jaws. They're really high.
Yes, you're talking on the back side, yeah.
Just the way it attaches to the frame, the pan itself, even when it's tuned and it's level, they're still sit a lot higher than the other traps.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're talking about now.
But yeah, you can get some. I've got some dogless bridgers, and that K9 Extreme is identical to a dogless bridger, except everything is about 40% thicker, and it's made in America rather than Taiwan. So, but yeah, they're the dogless bridgers. I got number 3s, and they're actually really good traps.
Mm-hmm. After 5 Outdoors, thanks for coming in. So, Journey North, can I use body grips on leaning pool sets? As long as it's in a waterway or a water course, I can. I actually, I will actually grab logs and actually pull them down into a water course and actually set 1.5 just underneath the water. And I put some muskrat lure right up the top. That's usually how I catch my muskrats. I like, if I find a log it's not already into the water, I'll actually pull it into the water so I can put a leaning pool setup.
All right. Do you see? I don't know if I can show it. You see how deep this hasn't been leveled, but do you see how deep?
Yes.
That pan is below the edge of these jaws. It's down in there. So they're stepping down into the trap to get on the pan.
Gotcha.
Versus, hold that dupe back up, Trey. See how that pan sits up above the jaws. That's what I'm talking about.
I gotcha. I see exactly what you're saying. So, Freezer Bound Outdoors, do you want to come up on panel? I'll post a link. You can show us these traps. Because I got my cell phone's actually running the YouTube side, so I can actually see all my moderators and stuff. Fighting wind direction, Bo Daniels is saying. Let me see here if I can.
Nice. Yeah, Journey, that's pretty cool. We can use a 220 here. I think we can use, I'm actually certain we can go 12 by 24 is the limit on body grips, but they have to be fully submerged. But on land, we can use the 220, the 7x7.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, matter of fact, even with our cubby sets, when we actually make a cubby set, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, the front edge of our conibear has to be in set 7 inches. I believe it is. Yes, 7 inches from the entrance. So I mean it's a pretty good distance back in there, and that's even using 120s. For a mink cubby set. My mink boxes.
Maybe if you put that on like a brick paver, and it sounds like a whole lot of effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if I'm going to set outside of the water, so now I'll do like you're on the brick, or actually I've done that a couple of times, and as well, your underbank sets or your bottom edge sets. As long as it's in the water, it's fine. But as soon as you get it up off the water, I got to have it in a cubby, and it's got to be 7 inches back.
Now, is a cubby like a box, or can you just dig it in?
Yeah, I got to. You can use a box, and I think you can make a cubby, but you'd have to make sure it's back in. Well, hey, Freezer, your underbank sets or your bottom edge sets, your water audio.
Yeah, those are old Victor number 3.
See that, but so that's good for a coyote, you think?
Oh yeah. How are the springs? Are the springs strong?
This like to
As soon as you get it up off the water,
set these off.
I got to have it in a cubby, and it's got to be 7 inches back.
What's? Are you talking about setting them off?
Like a box.
Yeah, when you push the levers down, are they hard to set? Are they really strong? Or are they weak?
Yeah, they are
pretty difficult.
Yeah, you should be good to go. You can actually get booster springs, 4-coil kits that go on there if they're weak.
I think
Hey, Corn World.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they should be good.
yeah, that would definitely hold a Coyote.
you'd have to make sure.
Ooh, that one's not so good.
I think this one's a lot.
Yeah.
stronger.
Now, if those springs, sometimes when the springs get old, they get weak. But you can actually get a 4-coil kit and get 2 more springs to put on there. They're smaller. They will increase the strength of the trap.
Which is what I need to do to my Dukes.
Well, you just need to buy a Minnesota brand.
No, it's not.
That-
Yeah, it is.
Your underback steps, your bottom end steps, the water.
2-coil. And I have never lost a Coyote. I'm going to tell you right now, they are strong. Number 2, music wire springs. Nice thick cast jaws.
This one here says number 2 on it on the plate right here.
Nice. Well, there you go. That should be either way. Those are good for Coyotes. This trap right here, that's an MB550. It's a number 2 size trap. I've caught more Coyotes with this trap than any other trap.
Okay. Cool.
And it's the same size.
Yeah, those are all right there.
We got this big steak on here too, so that's already set up, right?
Yeah, if you're gonna use a stake for Coyotes, you want to double stake them.
So that's good
Either
for a
that-
coyote, you think?
Well, if you're gonna use I would use a 2-foot rebar stake, and you need to put 2. You can look at F&T. Yeah, you wanna put them in the ground like that, cross staked, and use 2 per trap. Or you can pick up some Wolf Fang earth anchors, pretty cheap, something like that. They're a lot more convenient.
I gotta have it in a cubby, and it's got
So, freezer bound. Jakey Crack says if you get with him, he'll dye and wax them for you.
Perfect.
Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Right in front of the camera. So
When you push the levers down, are they hard to set? Are they?
Yes.
I mean they're. Yeah.
I think the springs are good.
Yeah. Yeah, number 2, number 3, anything number 2 or bigger is perfect for Coyote.
They are.
Absolutely.
We should have put that one out there.
Yeah, you should be good to go.
Well, thank you guys.
Absolutely. Get some yotes. Help out deer population.
4-coil kits that go on there if they're weak.
Thanks, Journey North.
Yeah, J-Dub. Number 2 music wires. There's no need to. Now, if I lived somewhere where it was like freezing up north somewhere where it got down below freezing and the ground froze all the time, then I would consider 4-coil in all my traps. But if you're not breaking through frozen ground, you just don't need the 4-coil. I mean, it's just not necessary to hold a dog.
It should be good.
Yeah, that would definitely hold a dog.
You'd have to.
There you go. Jakey Crack will come over and help you out. Get you guys all set up.
That one's not so good. He's so close.
I think this one's a lot
Yeah,
stronger.
now it's Now that being said, the Bridgers, they're Taiwan made. They're not as strong as the American made. Those are all 4-coiled. but the No BS lures and the Minnesota brand traps, they use the American made springs. They are just too coiled traps, and they break through semi-frozen ground and will hold just about anything that sticks its foot in there. I have had deer pull out of them, which is impressive because people say that deer can get caught in a coil spring. I'm not sure if that No BS lure didn't hold a deer. I don't know how. I've seen a video of a little fawn that got stuck in one, but not an adult deer. I just don't see it.
Two coil. And I have never lost a coyote. I'm gonna tell you right now, they are strong. Number 2, Music Wire Springs.
You just said that.
Fast dogs.
All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and shut this down. So Freezer Brown, give yourself Jakey Crook, and he'll help you with those traps there, and hopefully
There
catch some
you go.
yokes.
That should be the.
But
I think if we saw,
I'm gonna definitely close this down. I appreciate Nate, Deez, Trey, Freezer Brown as well. Everyone else that come up on panel here tonight.
It's an MB550. It's a number size trap.
Guys,
A lot more
you guys all have a good
trap than any
Have a
other
blessed
trap.
night, guys.
Night,
And
everybody.
it's the same size. Yeah,